Chapter 3421. This grand play should come to an end. The formation masters who came out from the Question Dao sect were all cleanly and neatly killed by Su Ku, without stirring up any waves. Lin Moyu sneered, how foolish. The Question Dao sect probably hasn't been attacked for too many years, to do something so stupid. If I could set up a formation to trap the Question Dao sect, how could there not be someone guarding the formation I? With this, the Question Dao sect lost several formation masters. Although formation masters' cultivation wasn't very high, they were extremely difficult to cultivate. Losing a few formation masters would definitely pain the Question Dao sect for a long time. Finally, a 9th level Dao Venerable Elder fought his way out. But Su Ku's strength was clearly superior to his, suppressing him without giving him any chance to fight back, let alone destroy the Heavenly Water Formation. In a battle between two Dao Venerable Realm beings, even an 8th level Dao Venerable could hardly intervene. Now the Question Dao sect was in a dilemma. They could neither withdraw the 9 Heavens Raging Flame Formation nor continue. If they continued, the 9 Heavens Raging Flame Formation simply couldn't hold on. Lin Moyu smiled, it's time to make a decision, isn't it? Less than 3 seconds after he finished speaking, a huge boom came from the 9 Heavens Raging Flame Formation. The 9 Heavens Raging Flame Formation completely went berserk, turning into a sea of fire, almost engulfing the entire Question Dao mountain range. The Question Dao mountain range, stretching for hundreds of thousands of miles, instantly turned into scorched earth. The 9 Heavens Raging Flame Formation destroyed the Heavenly Water Formation in an almost self-destructive manner, but in the short term, the 9 Heavens Raging Flame Formation couldn't be used either. Without the 9 Heavens Raging Flame Formation, the situation inside the Question Dao sect was completely exposed. Battles were happening everywhere. At a glance, the disciples of the Question Dao sect were killing each other. Who is it? Come out! A 9th level elder roared angrily. He attacked towards Bai Shui, who had become a reborn one, while shouting, Bai Shui, have you gone mad? Bai Shui didn't say a word, focusing all his efforts on killing the Question Dao sect disciples, completely ignoring the 9th level elder attacking him. This was Lin Moyu's order to him, kill all of Wang Hong's people. That 9th level elder was furious, launching attack after attack at Bai Shui. Bai Shui endured the attacks, continuing to slaughter. Lin Moyu watched from afar. It seems Wang Hong is really in seclusion, he hasn't come out even now. The Question Dao sect had a total of 3 9th level elders. Now 2 had appeared, leaving only Wang Hong who hadn't shown up. Lin Moyu knew Wang Hong must be inside the Question Dao sect. He searched for Wang Hong's whereabouts, finally discovering a clue in the center of the Question Dao sect. So he's underground. He sensed that Wang Hong was in seclusion underground, probably trying to break through to the 9th level of Dao Venerable using the Origin Spirit Vein. However, an 8th grade Origin Spirit Vein wasn't enough for him to truly break through. When he was really about to break through, he would still need to borrow a 9th grade Origin Spirit Vein from the 3 ancestors. Lin Moyu wouldn't give Wang Hong this opportunity. Since you won't come out, I'll force you out. With a light point of his finger, accompanied by space distortion, the skeleton hell instantly appeared above Wang Hong's seclusion spot. Countless hell fiends pounced out, frantically gnawing at the earth, while hellfire gushed out, melting the ground. The skeleton hell sank into the ground at an astonishing speed, seeking Wang Hong. Stop! The 9th level elder chasing Bai Shui roared, but he couldn't spare any effort to stop the skeleton hell. He steeled his heart, his attacks suddenly becoming heavier, starting to truly kill with the intent to slay Bai Shui. He knew he couldn't let Bai Shui continue killing. Bai Shui was an 8th level elder. He originally didn't want to kill him, but now there was no choice. Bai Shui continued to slaughter Wang Hong's people, still not caring about anything else. For a 9th level Dao Venerable to kill an 8th level Dao Venerable wasn't actually very difficult, especially when the 8th level Dao Venerable wasn't trying to escape at all. Under the others' frenzied attacks, Bai Shui couldn't hold on for long. In just over 10 seconds, he was already on the verge of death. Die! The 9th level elder launched his final attack. At this moment, Lin Moyu smiled coldly, explode. At the instant Bai Shui was killed, a terrifyingly powerful explosion overturned the Question Dao sect. How strong would the self-destruction of an 8th level Dao Venerable powerhouse be? In an instant, at least a third of the Question Dao sect was destroyed, with tens of thousands of disciples dying on the spot. The 9th level elder closest to the explosion screamed as he was blasted away. Even he couldn't withstand the self-destruction of an 8th level Dao Venerable. The skeleton hell continued to sink at this moment, finally finding Wang Hong. The secret chamber where Wang Hong was in seclusion collapsed on the spot, and countless hell fiends pounced over. Facing the overwhelming tide of hell fiends surging towards him, Wang Hong woke up with a roar and shot up into the sky. He burst out from underground, not yet clear about what was happening, when suddenly a dragon's roar sounded in his ears. Heiyu rushed out, its huge dragon mouth reeking of blood, biting down from above. Wang Hong shouted angrily, summoning a treasure. The treasure turned into a large net, covering Heiyu. Heiyu's scales all over its body stood on end, turning into countless sharp blades, shredding the large net to pieces. With his treasure destroyed, Wang Hong didn't feel distressed. He had only used the treasure to gain a brief moment to catch his breath and see clearly what had happened. When he saw the miserable state of the Question Dao sect, he couldn't help but exclaim, "What happened?" He had just finished his seclusion and didn't know what had happened. At this moment, a light chuckle sounded in his ears. "Elder Wang Hong, long time no see." Wang Hong looked towards the voice and saw Lin Moyu. "It's you." Lin Moyu smiled and said, "We haven't met for many years. It seems the elder's complexion is not bad. The great Dao is within reach." At Lin Moyu's signal, Heiyu didn't launch another attack, and the hell fiends didn't rush up either. Wang Hong said coldly, "Why are you doing this?" Lin Moyu said, "Didn't you tell Wang Haoyu to kill me? 100,000 people to kill one person, such a grand formation. Have you forgotten?" Wang Hong suddenly remembered that he had indeed received a message from Wang Haoyu earlier, asking to kill someone. He hadn't paid much attention. After all, in Wang Haoyu's words, the target was just a little 5th level Dao Venerable, not worth his attention. But Wang Hong never imagined that the person Wang Haoyu wanted to kill was actually Lin Moyu. Wang Hong said, "It was just a misunderstanding." Lin Moyu said, "It's not a misunderstanding. Now Wang Haoyu has been killed by me. He was your grandson. We can be said to have a deep blood feud. Back then in the Eastern continent, you actually had the intention to kill me. Lin doesn't forget. Also, the matter of Zhao Dongsheng trying to kill me back then, we need to settle this karma too. So today, Lin has come to resolve karma." Hearing that Wang Haoyu had been killed, a flash of killing intent passed through Wang Hong's eyes, and his face turned ashen. "How do you want to resolve it?" Lin Moyu said, "It's very simple. Kill you and your people. I don't need to kill them all, just 8 or 9 out of 10, and it will be considered resolved." Wang Hong shouted angrily, "Such big words." Lin Moyu said, "Whether the words are big or not, you'll know very soon. That person is your son, right? Seems to be called Wang Shanzong, the current sect master, right?" The person Lin Moyu pointed to was wearing luxurious clothes. Even in the midst of chaos, he still had an extraordinary bearing, making people recognize him at a glance. Before Wang Hong could acknowledge, Lin Moyu shook his head and said, "Since you've come out, this grand play should come to an end." Accompanied by peals of thunder, the lightning lich appeared beside him. A drop of ancestor water flew out, along with the burning power of belief. The lightning lich, wrapped in the thunder great Dao, swung out a bolt of lightning. Chain lightning, thunder roared, and lightning suddenly exploded on many people's bodies. ko-fi.com/translate-toki only donate if you want to. My Patreon is now up. Go to email protected translate toki. Remove the @ symbol and type a. Chapter 3422, 3422. Chapter 3422, if we happen to meet, I'll kill him casually. Chain lightning, using bloodline as a guide, attacked Wang Shanzong alone, but the lightning exploded on all those with blood connections to Wang Shanzong, including Wang Hong. Lin Moyu wasn't joking when he said he came to kill Wang Hong's lineage. Under chain lightning, there was no escape. Tens of thousands of golden lights burst out from Wang Shanzong's body, protecting him within the lightning. He wasn't killed on the spot. Others weren't so lucky. In the lightning, hundreds of people were killed instantly. Lin Moyu wasn't surprised. As the leader of a sect, Wang Shanzong naturally had some protective treasures. How could he die so easily? As for Wang Hong, he certainly wouldn't die. The lightning lich's attack was far from enough for him. Wang Hong was furious. "You deserve to die. The people who just died were all from his bloodline." Lin Moyu said casually, "Then come kill me, otherwise you'll be the one to die." Heiyu roared and attacked Wang Hong again. Hell fiends also pounced frantically, surrounding and attacking Wang Hong. At the same time, Lin Moyu lightly pointed at Wang Shanzong, corpse explosion. A 7th level Dao Venerable corpse in his hand turned to dust, and Wang Shanzong's body exploded. This time, Wang Shanzong's treasure couldn't protect him. With the sound of explosion, Wang Shanzong was obliterated. Nearly insane howls came from Wang Hong in the skeleton hell, but it was useless. He was already trapped in the skeleton hell with no chance to escape. At this moment, the mighty Question Dao sect, a top power among humans in the southern continent, had over half its sect turned to ruins. One 9th level Dao Venerable was being suppressed by Su Ku, another was severely injured, and the third was swallowed by the skeleton hell, caught between life and death. Lin Moyu said loudly, Lin came here only to resolve karma with Wang Hong's lineage, not to slaughter the Question Dao sect. If you don't want to die, please retreat and stop fighting immediately. Lin promises to spare all your lives. His voice, like a demon's, echoed throughout the entire Question Dao sect. After Lin Moyu's actions, the Question Dao sect's people were already on the verge of collapse. The sect master had died, and died without any warning, just from such a casual point by the opponent. Even the 3 9th level elders could barely protect themselves now. In the eyes of the Question Dao sect's people, this person was like a god or demon, completely unmatched. Now Lin Moyu had given them a way out, a glimmer of hope. Anyone not too foolish would grasp this glimmer of hope. Immediately, some people stopped fighting and quickly retreated. Indeed, they weren't pursued further. Lin Moyu looked at the 2 9th level elders of the Question Dao sect. You 2 elders are already at the 9th level of Dao Venerable. Now longevity is within reach. Do you want to die and have your Dao destroyed now, or keep your lives and preserve the Question Dao sect's legacy? Please consider carefully. At this time, the injured 9th level elder said in a low voice, will you keep your word? Lin Moyu said, of course I'll keep my word. However, there's one small requirement. Seeing him say this, Lin Moyu knew he had already submitted and accepted his fate. At this point, unless the Question Dao sect had another trump card, they were doomed. Lin Moyu believed the Question Dao sect did have a trump card, but this trump card wouldn't be used easily, only when the sect was about to be destroyed. Now, it seemed it wasn't time yet. The 9th level elder frowned, what requirement? Lin Moyu said, as long as you 2 elders make a great Dao oath that from now on, your sect and Lin will be even, and you won't shelter anyone from Wang Hong's lineage anymore, Lin will stop here. How about it? The requirement Lin Moyu proposed wasn't actually excessive. He had made it clear from the beginning that he came to resolve karma with Wang Hong's lineage, not to cause trouble for the Question Dao sect. It's just that his methods were a bit violent, too forceful, making it hard for people to accept. At this point, Wang Hong was firmly trapped, with almost no chance of survival. The 2 9th level elders had lived for a long time and naturally weren't fools. Even if they were extremely unwilling in their hearts, they had no choice but to bow their heads now. After hesitating for a moment, the 2 elders finally stopped fighting and also ordered the others to stop. Wang Hong's people had basically all been killed, with only some who weren't in the sect still alive. The survivors now were all their people, so their orders were extremely effective. The 2 made the Great Dao Oath according to Lin Moyu's requirements. Not only would the grudge between the Question Dao sect and Lin Moyu be settled from now on, but all of Wang Hong's people would also be expelled from the Question Dao sect, severing all relations. Only after they made the oath did Lin Moyu learn their names. The one fighting Su Ku was called Han Xingyu. The one injured by the self-destruction was called Song Quan. Those who could cultivate to the 9th level of Dao Venerable weren't fools. They were geniuses in their youth and knew what the correct choice was. Not just for their own lives, but also for the Question Dao sect's legacy, they decisively abandoned Wang Hong. Lin Moyu smiled and said, the 2 elders made the correct choice. Han Xingyu asked, can you tell us what karma exactly existed between friend Lin and Wang Hong? One moment they were fighting to the death, the next moment they were calling each other friends. This was the world of cultivators. There were no eternal enemies, only eternal interests. Lin Moyu smiled and said, that's a long story. Since the karma has been resolved, let's not mention it. I see Wang Chengdao doesn't seem to be here this time. Han Xingyu said, he went out for training. We don't know where he went or when he'll return. Lin Moyu nodded, it doesn't matter. He can't make any waves anyway. If we happen to meet in the future, I'll kill him casually. At this moment, the skeleton hell suddenly expanded. Roars of anger came from within the skeleton hell. Wang Hong was fighting fiercely with Heiyu inside. In terms of strength, Wang Hong was actually superior to Heyu, but the River Styx flower weakened Wang Hong's power, allowing Heyu to firmly hold the upper hand. Add to that the endless hell fiends, and Wang Hong didn't even have a chance to fight back. With a roar of anger, Wang Hong's body began to expand. He knew he had no hope of escaping and was preparing to self-destruct. The hell eye suddenly opened, sweeping over coldly and mercilessly. A massive soul impact crashed into Wang Hong's body. Wang Hong was stunned for a second, his self-destruction interrupted. Heyu suddenly opened its mouth and bit down. Sharp teeth crushed Wang Hong's upper body. Wang Hong was only affected for a second. Then, with a roar of anger, his body expanded again. With only his upper body left, he still wanted to self-destruct. Heyu frantically tore at him, trying to bite Wang Hong into pieces, but it was still a step too late. With a huge boom, the skeleton hell was torn apart by Wang Hong's self-destruction. The self-destruction of a 9th-level Dao Venerable had power no less than a full-force attack from a pseudo-great Dao realm being. The skeleton hell couldn't withstand it and was torn to pieces on the spot. Wang Hong was obliterated. Lin Moyu silently collected Wang Hong's remains. It didn't matter that the skeleton hell was destroyed. It wasn't the first time it had been destroyed. It wouldn't take long to recover. Lin Moyu said to Han Xingyu and Song Quan, Wang Hong is dead. Lin's business here is finished. I won't disturb you further. Elders, we'll meet again if fate allows. After saying this, Lin Moyu turned and left. Those reborn ones from the Question Dao sect collapsed when Lin Moyu left. Since he said he wanted to resolve karma, he didn't take anything related to the Question Dao sect with him. The Question Dao sect was no longer a treasure land now, but a scorched earth. The sect had turned to ruins, the Question Dao mountain range had become barren land, and the flames no longer burned fiercely. It was unknown how long it would take to repair the sect's protective formation. The losses this time were too great. Han Xingyu said in a low voice, go to the Lufeng Chamber of Commerce and find out all information about Lin Moyu. Sitting on the cloud-piercing sword, Little May asked curiously, Teacher, why did you think they would definitely agree to stop fighting? ko-fi.com/translate-toki only donate if you want to. My Patreon is now up. Go to email protected translate toki. Remove the @ symbol and type a. Chapter 3423, 3423. Chapter 3423. Nice flattery, keep it up in the future. Facing Little May's question, Lin Moyu said, this has to do with the factions in the Question Dao sect. Unlike ordinary families, the Question Dao sect's power is actually held by several elders. The 3 9th-level elders each have their own factions. Below them are even more complex interest relationships. The 3 factions compete with each other and are not harmonious. Usually, the sect is led by Wang Hong's faction. Wang Hong is also the strongest among the 3 elders in terms of strength and influence. This time, by killing Wang Hong, I actually gave them a chance to turn the tables and take charge. Do you think they would seize this opportunity? Little May knew Lin Moyu was right, but she was more curious, how does teacher know all this? Lin Moyu said, by looking at information, and then observing their reactions just now. Wang Hong's faction kept their distance from others, and the other 2 factions did the same. So this information isn't hard to deduce. The more Little May listened, the more reasonable it seemed. Indeed, things were exactly as Lin Moyu said. Teacher is still amazing. Nothing escapes teacher's eyes. Lin Moyu chuckled, Little May's flattery skills are getting better and better. The cloud-piercing sword flew through the sky at an astonishing speed, leaving the Question Dao sect's territory and entering the Broken Sky domain. In the Question Dao sect, the disciples Han Xingyu sent to investigate Lin Moyu's information returned. But the information they brought back surprised Han Xingyu somewhat. The Lufeng Chamber of Commerce actually refused to sell any information about Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu's information had been strictly confidential, and no one except the 3 ancestors could access it. This made Han Xingyu feel Lin Moyu was even more mysterious. A 5th-level Dao Venerable actually had the power to slaughter the Question Dao sect. Such a figure was unheard of. Fortunately, he only came for Wang Hong and didn't really intend to slaughter our Question Dao sect. Han Xingyu still felt a bit uneasy. Having just struggled back from the brink of death, even a 9th-level elder would find it hard to recover quickly. Song Quan said, should we report this matter to the founding ancestor? Han Xingyu thought for a moment, we should mention it, but wait a few more days. First, Send someone to investigate. Although the Lufeng Chamber of Commerce won't say anything, a figure like this must have left some traces. We can inquire from other sources. Song Quan said, I seem to remember Wang Hong mentioning that he had met him at the Genius Conference some years ago. Wang Hong said he wanted to make a move then, but because the three ancestors were present, he didn't have the chance. Later he came back to seclude himself, and the matter was dropped. Han Xingyu chuckled, I guess Wang Hong never imagined he was nurturing a tiger that would eventually devour him. Song Quan said, I think this matter isn't over yet. The founding ancestor is after all the ancestor of Wang Hong's lineage. When he learns that Wang Hong is dead and his bloodline legacy is cut off, he might fly into a rage. Han Xingyu said disdainfully, so what if he flies into a rage? We didn't do anything wrong, so there's nothing to worry about. At most, we'll slightly alter the situation when we report it. No matter how he tries to settle accounts, it won't come down to us. Song Quan felt this made sense. That's right. Then we should discuss this carefully and not let anything slip. Do you think we should tell him about this? Han Xingyu thought for a moment. It's good to mention it, but we must be careful about this matter. We can't let outsiders know. Lin Moyu didn't know that the Question Dao sect's founding ancestor was actually the ancestral progenitor of Wang Hong's bloodline, and like Jiyu Hanyu, was at the Great Dao realm. However, even if he knew, Lin Moyu wouldn't change what he intended to do because of this. He took his Dao heart as his foundation. Once he made a decision, he wouldn't easily change it. The scenery in the Broken Sky domain was very unique. Everywhere in the Broken Sky domain, one could see cliffs and countless truncated high mountains. Some mountains were tens of thousands of meters high, or even over 100,000 meters, soaring into the clouds. The peaks of many mountains were completely inaccessible to people. It was said that even 9th-level Dao Venerable Elders couldn't go up, as they would be blocked by an invisible force. On some mountain peaks, water flowed down, forming waterfalls. This kind of water was called heavenly water. On other mountain peaks, yellow sand fell like dust, mixing with the clouds and mist to form the unique sand-mist environment of the Broken Sky domain. These mountain peaks, seen from afar, looked like swords that had cut through the sky, hence the name Broken Sky domain. This was Lin Moyu's first time coming to the Broken Sky domain and seeing this scenery. Little Mei said, this place looks exactly the same as before. Lin Moyu smiled and said, Little Mei has been here before. Little Mei nodded, I've been here twice. The first time was when I was at the Heavenly Venerable Realm. At that time, I came with an elder from the Holy Land. The second time I was already a 7th-level elder. But both times were for the same thing. The Dongfang family in the Broken Sky domain holds a 9 Heavens competition every 100 years. The 2 times I came were both to participate in the 9 Heavens competition. Lin Moyu quickly found information in his mind about what the 9 Heavens competition was. In the center of the Broken Sky domain, there was a mountain peak called the 9 Heavens Peak. The 9 Heavens Peak was the largest and highest mountain in the Broken Sky domain. It was said that it connected directly to the outer Great Dao. If someone could reach the top, they could truly ascend to the 9 Heavens and see a different world. But not everyone was qualified to climb the 9 Heavens Peak. One needed to participate in the competition to gain qualification. The Dongfang family held a competition every 100 years. All large and small families in the Broken Sky domain could send disciples to participate. At the same time, the Dongfang family would invite several other top powers to come and participate in the 9 Heavens competition. As the hegemon of the Broken Sky domain, the Dongfang family could have monopolized the 9 Heavens Peak, but they chose to open it to the world, showing the Dongfang family's extraordinary spirit. Lin Moyu revealed a slight smile, so this is the 9 Heavens competition. The 9 Heavens Peak is worth seeing. If it's on our way this time, we'll go take a look. Little Mei smiled and said, Teacher, your mood seems to have improved since the Question Dao sect trip. Before, because Jiyu Hanyu had been taken away, Lin Moyu's mood had always been not very good. But after the Question Dao sect trip, his mood began to improve. Little Mei could clearly feel the change in Lin Moyu before and after. Lin Moyu said, I resolved a big karma, and my thoughts have become clear. If I had dragged it on for some more days, Wang Hong might have had a breakthrough. Once he became a pseudo-Great Dao realm being, it would have been troublesome to deal with. Little Mei flattered him, even if he really became a pseudo-Great Dao realm being, teacher would still have a way to deal with him. Lin Moyu chuckled, nice flattery. Keep it up in the future. The cloud-piercing sword flew through the broken sky domain. This was the Dongfang family's territory, but the Dongfang family's control over their sphere of influence wasn't very tight, even somewhat loose. Strangely, under these circumstances, the large and small families in the broken sky domain all followed the Dongfang family's lead. As long as the Dongfang family gave an order, it was almost always obeyed without question. Almost no one would defy the Dongfang family. In Lin Moyu's view, the Dongfang family truly ruled by virtue. He thought of Dongfang Wuan. Among the many geniuses, Dongfang Wuan's cultivation was top tier, and he was also kind and gentle, a refined young man. He had once explored the Slaughter God sect's ruins with Lin Moyu. Although he ultimately failed, his strength was undeniable. With Dongfang Wuan's talent, becoming a great Dao realm being might be uncertain, but at least becoming a 9th-level elder wouldn't be a problem. Half a day later, Lin Moyu saw the floating city. Looking from 10,000 miles away, yellow sand danced in the sky. The city appeared and disappeared in the yellow sand, as if floating and drifting. ko-fi.com/translate-toki only donate if you want to. My Patreon is now up. Go to email protected translate toki. Remove the @ symbol and type a. Chapter 3424, 3424. Chapter 3424, there's a good show to watch. Passing through the vast yellow sand, the floating city gradually became clear. The environment here was very unique. Within 100 miles outside the floating city, howling yellow sand formed storms, making travel extremely difficult. But once past the yellow sand, within 100 miles of the floating city, it was completely calm again. Lin Moyu could see that the yellow sand was not some formation, nor was it a naturally formed spectacle. Rather, it was formed by the remnants of some power, creating the scene of vast yellow sand. After entering the broken sky domain, Lin Moyu had sensed this power. This power was very ancient, having existed for countless years. Lin Moyu judged it to be power left over from the origin catastrophe. For a power to remain from the time of the origin catastrophe until now showed how strong its owner was, far beyond comparison with ordinary Great Dao realm beings. The floating city was very large, with only 2 families inside, the Zhang family and the Xia family. The 2 great families jointly managed the floating city. They got along fairly well and hadn't caused any conflicts. Moreover, over the years, there had been intermarriages between the 2 families, forming a situation where each was part of the other. This way, for the people living in the floating city, it was a good thing, allowing them to live peacefully. Entering the floating city, Lin Moyu quickly found the Zhang family's location. In front of the Zhang family's main gate, 2 Zhang family disciples stood straight. The gate was wide open, with noisy sounds coming from inside. Outside the gate hung large red couplets, and big, happiness, characters were pasted up. Lin Moyu chuckled, "We came at a good time, just in time for someone's wedding." Little May squinted her eyes, "Teacher, why don't we go join in the festivities?" She smiled somewhat flatteringly, clearly just wanting to go take a look. Seeing that Lin Moyu didn't immediately agree, Little May shook Lin Moyu's arm, her flattery turning into coquettishness. "In my previous life, I never attended a wedding ceremony or drank wedding wine. Let's just go take a look." Lin Moyu said, "Your previous life seems to have been lived in vain. Since you want to go so much, let's go take a look." Little May jumped up happily, "Teacher is the best." Having merged with her previous life's memories, Little May was sometimes mature, sometimes like a child who never grew up, interested in everything. One could only say that in her previous life, Little May had spent too much time on cultivation and experienced too little of worldly matters. The 2 walked to the Zhang family's gate. The Zhang family's gatekeepers immediately came up politely, "Esteemed elder, have you come to attend the wedding ceremony?" The 2 Zhang family disciples guarding the gate both had God King realm cultivation, which wasn't very high. But the fact that God King realm disciples were assigned to guard the gate showed that the Zhang family was quite powerful. Lin Moyu smiled and said, "We happened to be passing by and thought to join in the festivities, and drink a cup of wedding wine if possible. I wonder if the Zhang family welcomes us." The man immediately said, "The family head said that today, all who come are guests. This junior will lead the way for the elder." He led Lin Moyu and Little May into the Zhang family compound. After passing through the front courtyard, they saw a large area set up with banquet tables. Over 100 banquet tables were already set up, laden with exquisite dishes. Many people were seated, engaged in lively conversation and toasting each other. At this time, the newlywed groom was making toasts, but the bride hadn't arrived yet. The Zhang family disciple leading Lin Moyu said, "Except for the front row, the elder may sit anywhere." The family head said that today is a joyous occasion, so we're not standing on ceremony. This junior still needs to go guard the gate, so I'll take my leave now. Lin Moyu smiled and said, "Good, thank you." Lin Moyu and Little May casually found a table to sit at. This table already had 2 people seated, dressed similarly, clearly from the same sect. Although the food on the table couldn't compare to the delicacies of the dragon race, it was still quite exquisite. Little May started eating without any hesitation. Lin Moyu smiled and said, "Did you come to eat or to watch the wedding?" Little May said, "They don't conflict. Teacher, let me finish eating at this table first, then I'll change to another table to eat." As she spoke, her mouth didn't stop, not much different from wolfing down the food. Lin Moyu looked helpless. "You're like a starving ghost reincarnated." Little May had a matter-of-fact expression, "In my previous life, I lived on wind and dew, and indeed didn't eat much food." Lin Moyu understood. Little May hadn't come to join the festivities at all, she had purely come to eat. At this time, one of the people at the same table said kindly, "Friend's disciple is truly hearty." Using the word, hearty, for a man would be fine, but using it for a little girl like Little May sounded somewhat strange no matter how you heard it. Fortunately, Lin Moyu's face was thick enough. "Friend is too kind. May I ask friend's surname?" The man cupped his hands in greeting, speaking more formally, "This one is Pan Boji, and this is my clan brother Chen." Pan Chen also greeted Lin Moyu. The two had heavenly venerable cultivation, which wasn't bad among the many guests. Lin Moyu smiled and said, "I am Lin Moyu. Is friend Pan from the Pan family of the floating city?" Pan Boji was slightly startled. Friend Lin knows of the Pan family. The Pan family was a small family in the floating city, not very notable. But Lin Moyu had seen them mentioned in the information about the floating city, so he remembered. The Pan family head's daughter had married a young master of the Zhang family, so they were also considered in-laws. Lin Moyu smiled and said, "I've heard that the Pan family head is benevolent and charitable, establishing schools in the floating city to provide cultivation enlightenment for the common people." Seeing that Lin Moyu could speak about some of the Pan family's affairs, Pan Boji's face immediately lit up with a big smile. At least Lin Moyu wasn't one of those people who claimed to have long admired them but actually knew nothing. In an instant, Lin Moyu's favorability greatly increased in the eyes of the 2 Pan family members. Lin Moyu asked, "May I ask which young master of the Zhang family is getting married today?" Pan Boji said, "Today is the wedding of the Zhang family's direct line young master Zhang Lizin, and Miss Sha Xinan of the Sha family. However, Miss Sha Xinan hasn't arrived yet. According to our local custom, the bride will arrive after half the wine has been drunk." Children of the Zhang and Sha families intermarrying had been a tradition for many years, so Lin Moyu wasn't surprised at all. Zhang Lizin was from the Zhang family's new generation. His cultivation wasn't high at the moment, only at the supreme realm. In the information Lin Moyu had obtained, there was no mention of Zhang Lizin, indicating he wasn't qualified to be recorded by the Lufeng Chamber of Commerce. Pan Boji was very talkative and said a lot about Zhang Lizin. From Pan Boji's words, Zhang Lizin was an undoubted genius with a good chance of becoming the Zhang family head in the future. It was precisely because of this that the Sha family was willing to marry their young miss over. Sha Xinan was the granddaughter of the Sha family head and wouldn't be married off lightly. More and more people came to attend the banquet, and gradually every table was filled with guests. Even Little May, thick-skinned as she was, felt too embarrassed to change tables. Lin Moyu looked at the dozens of tables in the front 3 rows, which still had no one seated. The Sha family hadn't arrived, and few people from the Zhang family had come either. He couldn't help feeling a bit strange. His gaze focused slightly as he looked up at the sky. In the sky, the Zhang family's fortune was like smoke, flickering between strong and weak. Lin Moyu realized that something seemed to have gone wrong with the Zhang family. Such fortune clearly showed that the Zhang family was about to encounter some changes. The changes wouldn't be too drastic. Judging from the fortune, the Zhang family wouldn't be destroyed, but they might suffer a major blow. Then Lin Moyu looked at the groom Zhang Lizin and couldn't help frowning slightly. Zhang Lizin had bad luck entangled around him, with wisps of black energy emanating from him. He was in mortal danger. Little May noticed Lin Moyu's abnormality. Teacher, what's wrong? Lin Moyu smiled, there's a good show to watch. ko-fi.com/translate-toki only donate if you want to. My Patreon is now up, go to email protected translate toki. Remove the @ symbol and type a. Chapter 3425, 3425. Chapter 3425, The Spirit Boosting Secret Technique. Hearing there was a good show to watch, Little May's eyes immediately lit up. What show? Lin Moyu said, you eat first, it hasn't started yet so there's no rush. Little May made an oh sound and continued eating. Lin Moyu said to Pan Boji, by my calculation, it should be about time. Even if the Sha family doesn't come, why haven't the Zhang family people arrived? Pan Boji also felt something was off at this point. That's right, why haven't the Zhang family people come? This doesn't seem quite right. At this time Pan Chen said, brother, could the rumors be true? Pan Boji said, this is just a rumor, don't believe it lightly. Lin Moyu smiled and asked, can Brother Pan tell us what this is about? Pan Boji clearly didn't want to say, it's just a rumor, friend Lin need not listen. Lin Moyu said, since it's a rumor, just treat it as a joke. It's no harm to listen. Pan Boji had been chatting happily with Lin Moyu, even feeling like they were old friends meeting late. Seeing Lin Moyu insist, he relented, then I'll just mention it casually, and friend Lin can listen casually. Actually, young Master Zhang Lizin and Miss Sha Xinan's marriage had been in preparation for half a year. Everyone in our floating city, big and small, knew about it and received invitations. But just 2 days ago, a piece of gossip suddenly spread, saying that the young master of the Wu family from Riftwind Cliff had taken a liking to Miss Sha Xinan. Friend Lin should also know of the Wu family. The Wu family is extremely powerful, comparable to the Dongfang family. How could the Sha family dare to offend the Wu family's young master? Lin Moyu asked, as the Wu family's young master Wu Xingguang. Pan Boji said, that's right, it's Wu Xingguang. It's said that his younger brother Wu Xingchen has already been designated as the Wu family's next head. With his brother's power, the Sha family is even less able to offend him. Lin Moyu already had a general idea of what was going on. The rest didn't need to be said. He took a sip of wine, this probably isn't a rumor. Pan Boji was slightly startled, what does friend Lin mean by that? Lin Moyu said, I know Wu Xingguang. He is indeed capable of doing such a thing. At this time, a group of people walked out from the Zhang family's back courtyard, immediately attracting everyone's attention. The Zhang family people had arrived, which meant this wedding was about to truly begin. Pan Boji's attention was immediately diverted, the Zhang family people have come, there shouldn't be any problem. Lin Moyu didn't think so. Wu Xingguang had failed to propose marriage at the Coldwater Holy Land, then went to Thunder City only to be driven away by the Thunder Dao person, with even the 2 7th-level elders protecting him severely injured. In Thunder City, Wu Xingguang had already shown a hint of tyranny, changing from proposing marriage to forcibly taking a bride. Now he had settled for second best and come here. Facing the floating city's Sha family, whose power was far inferior to the Wu family's, Wu Xingguang could simply take by force. Lin Moyu saw that the Zhang family people's faces didn't look good. The Zhang family's strength was similar to the Sha family's, with their highest realm being only a 4th-level Dao Venerable, worlds apart from the Wu family. Even a hair from the Wu family's 9 oxen would be stronger than the Sha family. Why would Wu Xingguang need to forcibly marry the Sha family's princess? It doesn't benefit him at all. Could it be that he really took a liking to the Sha family's princess? That shouldn't be the case. Given Wu Xingguang's character, he wouldn't be bewitched by beauty. Then there must be a deeper reason behind this. The problem is very likely with the Sha family's princess herself. Lin Moyu leisurely drank his wine. He had no intention of intervening in this matter, just wanting to watch the show. The Sha family was neither kith nor kin to him, so naturally he wouldn't touch this karma. Now he only wanted to sever karma. His coming to the Zhang family was also for this purpose, so naturally he would not interfere if he could avoid it. Little May glanced at Lin Moyu, roughly knowing Lin Moyu's thoughts. If her teacher wasn't going to interfere, she wouldn't either. She only cared about eating now, then watching the show. After the Zhang family people arrived, they didn't take their seats. Someone came to say a few words to the groom Zhang Lizin, and Zhang Lizin immediately retreated to the back courtyard. The Zhang family people then began to disperse, greeting the guests at each table, which could be seen as both placating and explaining. Lin Moyu watched Zhang Lizhen as he left. The bad luck around him had thickened. Something was likely about to happen. Among the Zhang family people who came, there were two Lin Moyu knew. One of them was Zhang Bei, whom he had met at the Thunder Secret Treasury in the Eastern Continent. He held an important position in the Zhang family and was clearly presiding over this event. Zhang Beibei suddenly felt someone looking at him and couldn't help but look over, meeting Lin Moyu's gaze. He was startled and quickly walked over, cupping his hands to Lin Moyu. "Friend Lin, long time no see." Lin Moyu also smiled and said, "Lin has come to drink a cup of wedding wine. I hope friend Zhang doesn't mind." Zhang Beibei was extremely respectful. "How could I dare? Friend Lin's presence brings glory to our Zhang family, it is our Zhang family's fortune. It's just a pity." Zhang Beibei suddenly transmitted to Lin Moyu, "It's just a pity that friend Lin probably won't be able to drink this wedding wine." Lin Moyu also smiled and said, "Is it because of Wu Xingguang?" Zhang Beibei was stunned for a moment, and continued transmitting, "So friend Lin already knows. Please keep your voice down, we can't afford to offend the Wu family." Lin Moyu said, "You don't need to transmit, they can't hear." Zhang Beibei looked around and found that indeed no one was paying attention to them, knowing that Lin Moyu had done something. Lin Moyu smiled and said, "That Wu Xingguang fellow is planning to forcibly take the bride, right?" Zhang Beibei sighed, "More or less. He did offer some benefits, but we don't want them. Yet we don't dare to refuse." Lin Moyu asked, "What's the Xia family's attitude? Haven't you gone to the Dongfang family?" Zhang Beibei said, "To be honest, Ruonan and Li Xin can be considered childhood sweethearts. Their marriage is something both our families are happy to see. So neither the Xia family nor Xinan will agree. We've been to the Dongfang family, and they said they would send someone over, but it's very likely to be useless. The Dongfang family won't offend the Wu family for our sake. After all, Wu Xingguang is Wu Xingchen's elder brother, and Wu Xingchen might be the future head of the Wu family." Zhang Beibei's words were full of helplessness. Lin Moyu said, "Then does friend Zhang know why Wu Xingguang insists on marrying Xia Shi? There were countless women in the world, many with better family backgrounds than Xia Xinan. Why did Wu Xingguang insist on forcibly marrying Xia Xinan? From Ji Yu Hanjing to Lei Pengping, and now Zhang Xinan. Wu Xingguang's targets all seemed unusual. He probably wasn't choosing randomly." Zhang Beibei said, "We've thought about this question too. After thinking it over, there's only one possibility." At this point, Zhang Beibei showed some hesitation and didn't continue. Lin Moyu smiled and said, "If it's inconvenient, then forget it." Zhang Beibei gritted his teeth and decided to speak, "Actually, it's nothing much. It's just a secret technique of the Xia family, a kind of dual cultivation technique called spirit boosting. The spirit boosting secret technique can enhance all techniques, improve realm, and increase combat power by about 1 level. Moreover, this enhancement has no side effects and is effective for those below the 7th level of Dao Venerable. If a 6th level Dao Venerable uses this secret technique, they can rival a 7th level Elder. The only drawback is that it needs to be practiced regularly. After each practice, it can be maintained for a period of time. And it requires the Xia family person to be willing. If forced, it has no effect." Lin Moyu completely understood. He finally knew what Wu Xingguang wanted to do. ko-fi.com/translate-toki only donate if you want to. My Patreon is now up. Go to email protected translate toki. Remove the @ symbol and type a. Chapter 3426, 3426. Chapter 3426, A dead man certainly can't take a wife. What Wu Xingguang really wanted was not Xia Xinan, but the Xia family's spirit-boosting secret technique. The key was that this spirit-boosting technique could not be obtained through normal methods. It was a bloodline secret technique that could only be used by Xia family members. Moreover, it had to be used willingly to work. On this point, Lin Moyu believed Wu Xingguang would have ways to make Xia Xinan willing. For example, he could use drugs or special methods to control her. And Xia Xinan had to be kept alive, as the spirit-boosting technique needed to be used regularly, like recharging. Lin Moyu pondered in his heart, this guy should have some special treasure that can find people beneficial to him. Then through the Lufeng Chamber of Commerce's connections, he buys information to determine his targets. Looking at Zhang Beibei's worried and helpless face, Lin Moyu said, Friend Zhang, send a message to Zhang Lizin now, tell him to come back. Zhang Beibei was slightly startled. Friend Lin, do you have business with Lizin? Lin Moyu said, if Zhang Lizin and Sha Shi truly love each other, then Lin doesn't mind helping them. I won't interfere with what happened before, but from now on I'll be their guarantor. Let the Zhang and Sha families continue with this marriage agreement. Zhang Beibei's face changed drastically, but what about the Wu family? Lin Moyu said, don't worry about someone like Wu Xingguang. If he has any objections, I'll deal with him. If he dares to make trouble, I'll kill him. Zhang Beibei was shocked, he's the Wu family's young master, with 7th-level elders by his side. Lin Moyu said, no matter. Then I'll kill the 7th-level elders too. As for the Wu family, they won't dare do anything to me. Zhang Beibei was so shocked he couldn't speak. He instinctively felt Lin Moyu was crazy. But thinking carefully, Lin Moyu didn't seem to be a madman. Lin Moyu smiled and said, does friend Zhang not believe my words? Zhang Beibei hurriedly shook his head, no, Zhang doesn't disbelieve friend Lin's words. Lin Moyu said, I've shown you the way. The rest is up to you. Let me tell you one more thing, if you delay any longer, Zhang Lizin will die. Zhang Beibei exclaimed, why? Lin Moyu said, if I'm not mistaken, that little Zhang Lizin probably wants to elope with Sha Xinan. This is a very foolish move. Wu Xingguang's 7th-level elder must have left a mark on Sha Xinan. They won't be able to escape. Zhang Beibei didn't dare delay and immediately sent a message to Zhang Lizin, but received no reply. Under normal circumstances, this wouldn't happen. Zhang Beibei knew Lin Moyu was right. Zhang Lizin must have run away. Zhang Beibei looked distressed and somewhat at a loss. Friend Lin, what should we do? Running away was a small matter. If they could really succeed in escaping, Zhang Beibei would actually be happy to see it. But Lin Moyu was right, they couldn't escape. That was a 7th-level elder. They could destroy the floating city with a wave of their hand. How could they escape? Lin Moyu said, no worries, he hasn't gone far. As he spoke, the space beside him distorted and Suku appeared. Follow this talisman's guidance, go bring back Zhang Lizin and Sha Xinan. If they don't comply, knock them out and bring them back. As he spoke, a talisman flew out towards the sky. Suku bowed slightly and instantly disappeared. Lin Moyu said to Zhang Beibei, they'll be back soon. Friend Zhang should make a decision. If friend Zhang can't decide, you can go discuss with the 2 family heads. Zhang Beibei thought for a moment, I'll go invite the 2 family heads over right away. After Zhang Beibei left, Little Mei curiously asked, teacher, didn't you say you didn't want to get involved in karma? Why are you helping them? Lin Moyu smiled and said, I'm very interested in the treasure Wu Xingguang has. Little Mei said, what treasure? Lin Moyu said, it should be a treasure related to the Fate Great Dao or the Karma Great Dao. Anyway, we're about to go to Wind City. We'll offend the Wu family sooner or later. Offending them a few days earlier or later makes no difference. The subtext was that karma with the Wu family had already been formed and would only grow. A little more now didn't matter. If worst came to worst, he could deal with the Wu family like he did the Question Dao sect. Lin Moyu indicated he could also rule by virtue. Little Mei asked, will the Zhang and Sha families agree? Lin Moyu said, who knows? Since ancient times, human hearts have been the hardest to fathom. Whether the Sha family truly doesn't want their daughter to marry Wu Xingguang, or if it's just a facade, is unknown. Little Mei murmured, that's right. After all, that's the Wu family. The tree is tall with lush branches. The Sha family might want to climb up. Little Mei noticed Lin Moyu's enigmatic smile and suddenly realized Lin Moyu must already know the answer. She couldn't help but snort, teacher is fooling me again. Teacher must already know something. Lin Moyu said, I'm not fooling you. It's just that I've observed the Zhang family's fortune. They're likely to suffer a great disaster, while the Sha family might rise to power. The balance of the floating city might be broken. The Zhang family will decline, and the floating city will become dominated by one family. Little Mei was very clever and immediately understood why. She muttered to herself, it's so good to have the Fortune Great Dao. Little Mei also wants to comprehend the Fortune Great Dao. Lin Moyu smiled, then go comprehend it. No one's stopping you. Little Mei snorted, Little Mei will go comprehend it herself. But now, eating melon is more important. She once again opened her bloody maw to tackle the delicacies. Pan Boji and Pan Chen were completely unaware of Zhang Beibei's arrival and Lin Moyu and Little Mei's conversation. Lin Moyu didn't want them to know, so they wouldn't know. They didn't even know Zhang Beibei had been there. Moreover, they hadn't noticed that since Lin Moyu sat down, many more guests had come in, but no one had sat at their table. Lin Moyu leisurely drank his wine, muttering to himself, I've given you the opportunity. Whether you can grasp it depends on yourselves. If you really can't grasp it, then I'll save the Zhang family once, to resolve the karma. The reason he was willing to help the Zhang family a bit was also because of the karma left by Zhang Ruoxue. There were many ways to resolve karma. Lin Moyu could also give what he had promised and then leave. However, because of the treasure on Wu Xingguang, Lin Moyu decided to give the Zhang family a chance. A moment later, Zhang Beibei led two people over. Zhang Beibei introduced, Big brother, this is friend Lin I mentioned. Friend Lin, this is my big brother, family head Zhang Ruohui, and the Sha family head, Sha Cheng. Lin Moyu didn't stand up, but lightly tapped the table, family heads, please sit. Let's talk sitting down. Seeing Lin Moyu's lack of courtesy, Zhang Ruohui's eyes clearly showed some displeasure. After all, he was the Zhang family head. But he couldn't see through Lin Moyu's cultivation level and realized Lin Moyu's cultivation should exceed his own. He finally sat down. Friend Lin, you told Beibei you have a way to resolve this matter. Sha Cheng also sat down. Friend Lin, may I ask what your solution is? Lin Moyu smiled and said, I've already told friend Zhang. I'll be the guarantor for the young couple. If Wu Xingguang has any objections, he can come to me. But I believe he won't have any objections. If he really does, I'll kill him. A dead man certainly can't take a wife, can he, family head Sha? ko-fi.com/translate-toki only donate if you want to. My Patreon is now up, go to email protected translate toki. Remove the @ symbol and type a. Chapter 3427, 3427. Chapter 3427, The Bride Snatcher has arrived. When Sha Cheng was questioned like this by Lin Moyu, he couldn't help but look embarrassed. Friend Lin, don't joke around. That's the young master of the Wu family. He emphasized the words, Wu family, heavily, as if reminding Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu said, I know, the Wu family of Riftwind Cliff. To you, they're a behemoth. At this point, Lin Moyu changed his tone, but I said earlier, if Wu Xingguang has any objections, I can resolve it for you. Whether it's fighting or killing, that will be between me and the Wu family. It won't involve your two families. The key is, what does family head Sha think? Do you want Sha Xinan to marry into the Wu family? Or continue with the marriage agreement with the Zhang family? At this point, Zhang Ruohui seemed to sense something was off. Lin Moyu's words were all targeting Sha Cheng. Though seemingly polite, they subtly conveyed suspicion. Sha Cheng also realized something was wrong. His tone quickly turned cold. Friend Lin, what do you mean? Of course Sha wants to ally through marriage with the Zhang family. Xinan and Li Xin are childhood sweethearts. Even if he had other thoughts, he couldn't say them in front of Zhang Ruohui, at least not now. Lin Moyu interrupted him, that's good then. As long as you have no objections, I assume the Zhang family won't have any problems either. Zhang Ruohui nodded, of course Zhang hopes the two children can be together. Sha Cheng couldn't help but ask, what exactly does friend Lin want to do? If not for the fact that he couldn't see through Lin Moyu's cultivation level and felt some trepidation, he would have already angrily left. Lin Moyu's disregard for Wu Xingguang and his confidence showed that his background was not simple. If they couldn't afford to offend Wu Xingguang, they also couldn't afford to offend this Lin. Lin Moyu smiled, you'll know soon. The bride and groom are back. He looked up and saw Su Pu flying back with Zhang Lizin and Sha Xinan. The two were still wearing their red wedding clothes, not having changed yet. Strangely, no one in the entire venue reacted to their return. It was as if everyone couldn't see them. Seeing this odd situation, Zhang Ruohui's heart skipped a beat. Could this be his doing? Zhang Beibei gave Zhang Ruohui a look, signaling him not to ask too much. Sha Xinan was sweet-looking, a pretty girl, but her aura was a few notches below those from the Coldwater Holy Land. With Wu Xingguang's status, he could easily get beauties of Sha Xinan's level. So it could be certain that Wu Xingguang wasn't after the person, but after the Sha family's spirit-boosting secret technique. Sha Chenghei's expression at this moment further confirmed Lin Moyu's guess. Sha Cheng craved power and wanted to become the lord of Floating City. He hoped to use Sha Xinan to latch onto the Wu family and become the true master of Floating City with the Wu family's help. Sha Cheng looked somewhat embarrassed. Xinan, why are you with Li Xin? Sha Xinan's eyes were full of tears. Grandfather, I don't want to marry Wu Xingguang. I want to be with Li Xin. Please don't separate us, okay? Zhang Ruohui frowned. Family head Sha, what's going on here? Sha Chenghei's expression was awkward at this moment. He forced out a smile and said to Sha Xinan, how could grandfather bear to separate you? Sha Xinan cried, but I heard you tell that Wu Xingguang that you would consider it. Sha Cheng continued to explain, it was just considering. Who made him the young master of the Wu family? The Wu family of Riftwind Cliff, we can't directly refuse. Sha Xinan wanted to say more, but Lin Moyu interrupted her. Zhang Lizin, Sha Xinan, do you two truly want to be together? Zhang Lizin said, of course. In my heart, there's only Xinan. Even if I die, I want to be with Xinan. Lin Moyu looked at Sha Xinan, and you? Sha Xinan also said resolutely, me too. Even if I die, I want to be with Li Xin. Lin Moyu smiled, if that's the case, then Lin will play matchmaker today. Continue with the wedding according to local customs. As for Wu Xingguang, leave him to me. The two didn't know Lin Moyu and were obviously still hesitant. At this time, Zhang Ruohui steeled himself and bowed to Lin Moyu, then we'll trouble Mr. Lin. His form of address for Lin Moyu changed from, friend Lin, to, Mr. Lin, expressing his respect. Zhang Ruohui then said to Zhang Lizin, quickly thank Mr. Lin. Zhang Lizin also reacted and immediately bowed to Lin Moyu, thank you, Mr. Lin. Lin Moyu waved his hand, go on, do what you need to do. It's getting late. Missing the auspicious time isn't good. I'm here. Wu Xingguang won't be able to make waves. Zhang Lizin and Sha Xinan immediately continued the wedding according to Floating City customs. Zhang Ruohui and Sha Cheng also went back to prepare. After they left, Little Mei giggled, teacher, did you see that Sha Cheng? His expression was so funny. Sha Chenghei's expression was both awkward and pained, as if caught in the middle, not pleasing either side. Lin Moyu said, this is what we call a fence-sitter. Zhang Ruohui isn't stupid. Although he didn't say it outright, he should have seen something. From now on, the relationship between the Zhang and Sha families will certainly not be as close as before. The Zhang family will probably be wary of the Sha family. This Sha Cheng has some ambition, but not much ability. He should understand that ambition needs to be backed by strength. The Sha family is just a 5-star power without even a single 7th-level elder. What qualifications do they have to latch onto the Wu family? Without sufficient strength, one doesn't even qualify to latch onto a big leg. This is the reality of the world. Little Mei suddenly asked, teacher, what's this, Yuelao, you mentioned earlier? Lin Moyu explained, it's similar to a matchmaker, but a male one. After Zhang Ruohui left, his expression was somewhat solemn. He said to Zhang Beibei, what's this Mr. Lin's background? Zhang Beibei said, I don't know Mr. Lin's background either. When I first met Mr. Lin in the Eastern Continent years ago, he slaughtered Dao Venerable Beast clan members like dogs. In the Thunder Secret Treasury, he walked around casually and directly solved its mysteries. Mr. Lin's abilities are beyond what ordinary people can imagine. Zhang Ruohui said, I'm not doubting Mr. Lin, I'm just wondering why he came here this time. Is it really a coincidence? Zhang Beibei said, perhaps it really is a coincidence. Back then, Mr. Lin did say he would come to the Zhang family. It seems to have something to do with Ruoushui. Zhang Ruohui sighed, at this point, let's hope Mr. Lin can do as he said. Otherwise, our Zhang family will face great calamity. Zhang Beibei asked, haven't the Dongfang family's people arrived yet? Zhang Ruohui thought for a moment, they should be here soon. Maybe they've already arrived. After Zhang Lizin and Sha Xinan returned, the wedding continued. Due to Lin Moyu's intervention, the many guests present were unaware of what had just happened. The guests were all from Floating City, with cultivation levels that weren't high. There weren't many Dao venerables, most were heavenly venerables. Zhang Lizin and Sha Xinan began toasting according to custom. Everyone raised their cups, offering blessings. The most nervous in the entire venue were Zhang Ruohui and Sha Cheng. They knew that this matter was far from over. Lin Moyu was drinking wine there. After a moment, he looked towards the Zhang family's gate and said calmly, the bride snatcher has arrived. ko-fi.com/translate-toki only donate if you want to. My Patreon is now up. Go to email protected translate toki. Remove the @ symbol and type a. Chapter 3428. 3428. Chapter 3428. What a useless good for nothing. Little May perked up, holding a chicken leg in her hand, eagerly preparing to be a spectator. Outside the Zhang family's main gate, 4 people walked in. At the front were Wu Xingguang and a young Dao Venerable. The young Dao Venerable wore clothing with the Dongfang family's emblem, likely someone from the Dongfang family. As the masters of the Broken Sky domain, the Dongfang family had indeed sent someone. However, it seemed the Dongfang family person and Wu Xingguang were quite familiar. The 2 7th-level elders protecting Wu Xingguang followed behind. Their injuries had mostly healed, but Lin Moyu could see their auras were still somewhat weak. Little May said oddly, "This Dongfang family person seems very close to Wu Xingguang." Lin Moyu was unconcerned, it's normal for them to be close. The Broken Sky Domain and Rift Wind Cliff are neighbors originally, and they don't have any conflicts. The 2 families have been in contact for hundreds of years. Little May said, but being too close isn't good either. Now the Zhang family is asking the Dongfang family for help. Teacher, do you think the person from the Dongfang family will side with Wu Xingguang? Lin Moyu said, that depends on how smart he is. Having a good relationship is one thing, but whether he's biased is another matter. Just watch the show. As Wu Xingguang's group arrived, Zhang Ruohui and Sha Cheng, who had been paying close attention, immediately went to greet them. After all, Wu Xingguang's status and position were different, much higher than theirs. However, Zhang Ruohui was clever. He first bowed to the young man beside Wu Xingguang. Zhang Ruohui of the Zhang family in Floating City greets young Master Wuxin. Sha Cheng also bowed. Sha Cheng greets young Master Wuxin and young Master Xingguang. The newcomer was Dongfang Wuxin. Lin Moyu quickly found his information. Dongfang Wuxin was from the same branch as Dongfang Wuan and could be considered Dongfang Wuan's elder brother. However, his talent was far inferior to Dongfang Wuan's. He only entered the Dao Venerable realm at 20,000 years old, not considered a genius. In this aspect, he was somewhat similar to Wu Xingguang. Both had genius younger brothers. The difference was that the Dongfang family environment was more relaxed, not as utilitarian as the Wu family, so Dongfang Wuxin's life in the Dongfang family was still quite good. At the same time, he shared a common plight with Wu Xingguang. The Zhang family had asked for help, and the Dongfang family sent Dongfang Wuxin to handle it. This matter was already somewhat delicate, making it hard not to wonder what deeper meaning the Dongfang family had in this. Dongfang Wuxin's gaze swept over, then he said coolly, "Family heads, I think this wedding should be paused for now." Zhang Ruohui's heart sank, sensing trouble. He said, "Young Master Wuxin, the wedding is already underway. If we stop now, wouldn't that be inauspicious?" Dongfang Wuxin snorted coldly, "We cultivators only believe in ourselves. What's auspicious or inauspicious? When I say pause, you pause." Zhang Ruohui was very clever. From the moment Dongfang Wuxin entered, he had noticed the closeness between Dongfang Wuxin and Wu Xingguang. Now with Dongfang Wuxin immediately calling to stop the wedding, he knew whose side Dongfang Wuxin was on. He inwardly groaned, not knowing what to do. Offending the Wu family was one thing, but the Dongfang family was the master of the Broken Sky domain. How could he dare to offend them? If he offended the Dongfang family too, the Zhang family would truly be finished. Wu Xingguang sneered, "What's there for family head Zhang to hesitate about? Don't tell me you dare to disobey even the Dongfang family's orders." With this accusation, Zhang Ruohui was already sweating profusely. But he still didn't call for a stop. If he stopped now, he would offend one more person, the mysterious Mr. Lin. Wu Xingguang said, "Family head Sha, don't forget what you promised me. Since family head Zhang is unwilling to stop the wedding, why don't you call for it to stop?" Sha Cheng was also in a difficult position now. He wasn't stupid. Although he wanted to latch onto the Wu family's big leg, Lin Moyu's earlier words had made him hesitant. Seeing their reactions, Lin Moyu inwardly laughed, not too stupid after all. He stood up and walked over, arriving in front of Zhang Ruohui in 2 steps. "The wedding has already started. Stopping it now would be inauspicious." Dongfang Wuxin looked at Lin Moyu, frowning, "Who are you?" Lin Moyu smiled, "Who I am is none of your business. You have no say here." Dongfang Wuxin immediately flared up with anger. Do you know where this is? Before he could finish, a token flew out from Lin Moyu's hand, floating in front of Dongfang Wuxin. Dongfang Wuxin's face changed drastically. How do you have Elder Wuding's token? Lin Moyu said, how can you ask such a question? Dongfang Wuding's token was naturally given by Dongfang Wuding. Could it have been stolen? Dongfang Wuxin also realized he had asked a stupid question. His face didn't look good. What do you want to do? Lin Moyu said, nothing much. Just letting you know that I'll report every word and action of yours today to Elder Wuding. Consider your actions carefully. Dongfang Wuxin immediately shut up. He knew he couldn't say anything rash today. He looked at Wu Xingguang, giving him a look, signaling for him to handle it. At this moment, Wu Xingguang's face looked even worse. He said coldly, you again. Why is it you again? Lin Moyu said, young Master Xingguang, we've met several times. You don't need to look so displeased. Wu Xingguang shouted, you've ruined my plans multiple times. What exactly do you want? Lin Moyu said, if I say it's just a coincidence that we met, would you believe it? Wu Xingguang blurted out, who would believe you? You're clearly doing this on purpose. Lin Moyu said, if you insist on saying that, then let's assume I'm doing it on purpose. What can you do about it? You. Wu Xingguang was enraged. From the cold water Holy Land to the Lei family, and now floating city, Lin Moyu had ruined his plans once, twice, 3 times. All the accumulated anger exploded at this moment. He shouted angrily, I'll kill you. Lin Moyu said, think carefully before you act here. This is Floating City, the Dongfang family's territory. If you make a move and damage Floating City, how will the Dongfang family react? Are you trying to provoke a war between the Dongfang family and the Wu family? Then Lin Moyu said to Dongfang Wuxin, how would the Dongfang family handle such a situation? Now that he held Dongfang Wuding's token, even Dongfang Wuxin didn't dare speak carelessly. If he said something wrong, he would be punished when he returned. Dongfang Wuxin gritted his teeth and said, whoever dares to kill indiscriminately on Dongfang family territory, the Dongfang family will pursue to the end, regardless of their identity. This was the Dongfang family's rule. The key was, indiscriminate killing. If only Lin Moyu was killed, the Dongfang family wouldn't interfere. If Floating City was damaged and many died, the Dongfang family would certainly intervene. At this moment, Dongfang Wuxin's stance was correct. He knew he was a young master of the Dongfang family, not the Wu family. Their words were like a bucket of cold water, extinguishing Wu Xingguang's anger. Wu Xingguang realized he really couldn't make a move now. He looked at Sha Cheng, family head Sha, don't forget what you promised me earlier. Sha Cheng wasn't stupid. He knew some things couldn't be said openly, especially in front of outsiders. He didn't dare speak carelessly. Otherwise, he wouldn't be able to stay in the Broken Sky domain anymore. Someone who betrays their own side can't find a place anywhere. What a useless good-for-nothing. He cursed Wu Xingguang in his heart, then gritted his teeth and said, Xinan's marriage was decided long ago. Now the wedding is already underway. We can only disappoint young Master Xingguang's kind intentions. ko-fi.com/translate-toki only donate if you want to. My Patreon is now up. Go to email protected translate toki. Remove the @ symbol and type a. Chapter 3429, 3429. Chapter 3429, I made myself bait. Sha Cheng refused Wu Xingguang in front of everyone, which meant he had completely given up on latching onto the Wu family. Wu Xingguang's body trembled slightly. Fine, fine, fine. He kept saying, fine, but couldn't express anything meaningful. Wu Xingguang wasn't stupid. No one who could cultivate to the Dao Venerable Realm was stupid. The reason he said such foolish words was because anger had overwhelmed his reason. On behalf of the Zhang and Sha families, Lin has something to say. If young Master Xingguang wants to drink the wedding wine, you're naturally welcome. If young Master Xingguang has any other thoughts, it's best to give them up now. Otherwise, it will be awkward for both sides and hard to back down. Lin Moyu spoke with a smile, but his smile was like a demon's, making Wu Xingguang extremely uncomfortable. He really wanted to attack and kill him right there. Wu Xingguang glared fiercely at Lin Moyu, his eyes full of murderous intent. He gritted out, then I wish them a long and happy marriage. After saying this, he waved his sleeve and turned to leave. Dongfang Wuxin also said, since there's nothing else, this young master will be leaving too. Zhang Ruohui hurriedly said, "Won't young Master Wuxin stay for a cup of wedding wine?" Dongfang Wuxin shook his head, "No need. This young master has other matters to attend to, so I won't stay." Lin Moyu said, "Take care, young Master Wuxin. When you return, please pass a message to Elder Wooding for me. Tell him Lin will visit him when I have time." Dongfang Wuxin raised his eyebrows. "All right, Wuxin will certainly pass on the message." After Dongfang Wuxin left, Zhang Ruohui and Sha Cheng both sighed in relief. Zhang Ruohui muttered to himself, "It's finally over." Both had left, and Zhang Ruohui thought the matter was concluded, but Lin Moyu shattered his beautiful illusion. Family head Zhang is rejoicing too early. This sentence made Zhang Ruohui's joy completely disappear. Could he still come back? Lin Moyu said, openly, "Of course not. But secretly, it's hard to say. Can you two stop a 7th level elder?" Zhang Ruohui and Sha Cheng both shook their heads. Their two families were only 5-star powers, with their strongest openly being only 4th level Dao Venerables. Even if they had hidden strength, they wouldn't bring out 7th level elders. Wu Xingguang had 2 7th level elders behind him. If either one made a move, it wasn't something they could resist. Zhang Ruohui said, "Would Wu Xingguang really dare to make a move against Floating City?" Lin Moyu said, "Of course he doesn't need to move against Floating City. For example, if he conceals his identity and snatches a person, what can you do? Wu Xingguang's target is Miss Xinan. He doesn't care about the Zhang and Sha families at all. If he does it well enough, without evidence, you can't do anything to him. The Dongfang family won't go to the Wu family to demand someone for your sake." Lin Moyu's words hit the nail on the head. Sha Cheng said in a low voice, "The dignified Wu family wouldn't be so shameless, would they?" Lin Moyu said, "This is no longer a question of shame. Wu Xingguang's situation is very bad now. He's desperate to find a suitable person. He's already failed twice before, and this is the 3rd time. If he fails again, he might be in big trouble. It involves some secrets of the Wu family. I won't go into details, but I can only tell you two family heads that there's a high probability Wu Xingguang won't give up just like this." Zhang Ruohui said, "Then what should we do? Should we send Li Xin and Xinan far away from Floating City?" Lin Moyu said, "That's not necessary. I'm quite interested in something Wu Xingguang has. Continue with the wedding as normal. After it's over, have the newlyweds go into their room and not come out. I'll wait in the outer courtyard for a while, waiting for them to come." Zhang Ruohui said, "Does friend Lin think they will definitely come?" Lin Moyu chuckled, "Don't worry, they definitely will. I'm very confident." Although Zhang Ruohui still didn't know Lin Moyu's depth, the fact that Lin Moyu could produce Dongfang Wuding's token was enough to make him trust unconditionally. Who was Dongfang Wuding? He was a 9th level elder of the Dongfang family, a top existence in the Broken Sky domain. Zhang Ruohui said, "All right, I'll arrange everything for Mr. Lin." Lin Moyu nodded. "By the way, Miss Ruoushui doesn't seem to be in the family." Zhang Ruohui said, "Ruoushui went to the Dongfang family. In a few days, it will be the 9 Heavens competition of the Broken Sky domain. Ruoushui went to represent our Zhang family." Lin Moyu smiled, "What a coincidence. I've even encountered the Centennial 9 Heavens competition." Zhang Ruohui said, "Did Mr. Lin come to find Ruoushui?" Lin Moyu made an affirmative sound. "I promised Miss Ruoushui some things before. I came this time to fulfill that promise. Since Miss Ruoushui isn't here, after this matter is settled, I'll go join in the fun at the 9 Heavens competition." When Lin Moyu heard about the 9 Heavens competition, he suddenly had a premonition. It seemed as if 3 strands of energy were stirred in the void. Little May had mentioned the 9 Heavens competition before, but he had felt nothing then. But this sudden premonition made Lin Moyu decide to go take a look without thinking. His gaze became increasingly profound. This feeling had never occurred before. Although his spiritual sense was strong, at most it could only sense danger. This kind of premonition. Could it be related to seeing the Karma Great Tao that day? Since ancient times, those who could see the Karma Great Tao were few. Everyone knows the Karma Great Tao is mysterious and powerful, but no one knows exactly where its mystery and power lie. It seems to have touched a strand of the Karma Great Tao. Returning to the table, Little May said, "Teacher, I've prepared chicken legs. Is this all you're showing me?" Lin Moyu smiled, "What do you want to see?" Little May said, "Of course I want to see teacher display great power and beat them all to death." Lin Moyu said, "Today is a wedding day. It's not good to see blood. Besides, what you saw just now was only the prelude. If you want to see the main show, you'll have to wait a bit longer. The wedding ended amid laughter and joy. After a series of bows to elders and parents, the couple was sent back to their own small house. The Zhang family had a large estate in Floating City and had long prepared a spacious independent courtyard for the couple. In the courtyard was an artificial lake with a formation set up. Fine rain constantly fell, and flowers bloomed everywhere, very beautiful. After the couple entered their room, they didn't come out again. Lin Moyu and Little Mei were in the lakeside pavilion, slowly drinking a pot of glacier great Dao tea they had brewed. Lin Moyu was very extravagant, directly using a leaf of glacier great Dao tea. The white, crystalline tea leaves rolled in the boiling water. The fragrant tea gradually permeated, quickly spreading throughout the entire courtyard. Little Mei said, "It smells so good. So this is great Dao tea." Lin Moyu nodded, "Yes, drinking 1 cup can increase cultivation speed several times over for a year." Little Mei said, "It's so precious. Have you drunk it before, teacher?" Lin Moyu said, "Not yet, so this is a good chance to try it." At this moment, Lin Moyu already had many cultivation boosts. He didn't know how much effect this great Dao glacier tea would have. Old Tree said it could increase several times over, but that was for others. It might not be the same for him. Little Mei slowly drank the tea, feeling the effects of the great Dao tea, while asking, "Teacher, why are you so sure they will come?" Lin Moyu said, "Perhaps this is human nature. To make sure they come, I made myself bait. ko-fi.com/translate-toki only donate if you want to. My Patreon is now up. Go to email protected translate toki. Remove the @ symbol and type a. Chapter 3430, 3430. Chapter 3430, If the living won't talk, ask the dead. Little Mei didn't understand Lin Moyu's words. What bait? Lin Moyu smiled and said, bait that can make them come. Wu Xingguang wasn't a fool. He had already suffered a loss in Thunder City, although it was the Thunder Dao person who acted then, not Lin Moyu. However, from Lin Moyu's demeanor, one could judge that he wasn't easy to deal with. Sometimes, cultivation level is only one aspect. Many powerful treasures can change this. Wu Xingguang might not necessarily move against Lin Moyu without knowing what trump cards he had. So, to make them act, bait was needed. Lin Moyu was resolving karma, and also studying and understanding karma. He had already formed karma with Wu Xingguang, so he needed to find a way to resolve it. Moreover, he was also coveting the treasure on Wu Xingguang. Using normal methods would only deepen and enlarge the karma. Based on his understanding of karma, the best thing now was to let Wu Xingguang make the first move. As long as Wu Xingguang attacked him first, he would have a reason, and the karma that ultimately fell on him would be less. It was a strange feeling. Intuition told him this was the right thing to do. Lin Moyu followed his heart and changed his method of dealing with Wu Xingguang. He drank a cup of glacier great Dao tea, feeling the changes in his cultivation speed, then showed a slightly disappointed expression. The glacier great Dao tea had minimal enhancing effect on him, almost none. It was only because he had too many and too strong auxiliary items. The great Dao crystal, the ice jade cushion, the silver tree sap, all were supreme treasures. Their effects far surpassed the glacier great Dao tea. With their enhancement, his cultivation speed had already exceeded 200 times normal, now only needing a year to condense each Dao pattern. He was at the 5th level of Dao Venerable, with as many as 18 basic Dao patterns. At this speed, what more could he ask for? Although the glacier great Dao tea was useless for him, it didn't affect its value. If he didn't drink it, he could let Little Mei and the others drink more. In a certain courtyard in Floating City, Wu Xingguang asked, Elder Chuan, is that guy still there? Elder Chuan sat with his eyes closed, sensing heaven and earth. Wu Xingguang remained silent, quietly waiting for the result. The two elders who came with him this time were named Wu Feiquan and Wu Juan. After a moment, Wu Feiquan said, the mark this old man left has already left Floating City. Judging by the direction it left, it should be heading to the Dongfang family. Wu Xingguang said in a low voice, he should be going to participate in the 9 Heavens competition. Let's wait a bit longer, until he's gone further. We'll make our move late at night. On the other side, Wu Juan said, Xingguang, are you sure you really want to make a move? Wu Xingguang said, yes, if I don't act now, I won't have another chance. Elders, you watched me grow up. Can you bear to see me become a discarded pawn? You also know the Wu family's rules. Once I have no value, I'll be implanted with a death talisman and sent to other families as a discarded pawn. So I must prove my value before then. I've already given up twice before. This is the last chance. I can't give up again. Wu Xingguang spoke sincerely, his eyes moist, almost on the verge of tears. The two elders sighed lightly. All right, let's do it then. Wu Xingguang said, as long as we do it discreetly, even if the Dongfang family uses time reversal, they won't be able to confirm it was us. At that time, as long as we don't admit it, they can't do anything to us. Once we bring Sha Xinan back to the Wu family, young master has ways to make her willingly use the spirit-boosting secret technique. Then, my combat power can greatly increase. Using some heavenly and earthly treasures to forcibly increase my cultivation, and with Xingchen speaking for me, I won't become a discarded pawn anymore. Becoming a discarded pawn in the Wu family was a very miserable thing, so Wu Xingguang had to do everything to avoid becoming one. The two 7th level elders agreed to Wu Xingguang's request, waiting until late at night to make their move. The yin origin hung high in the sky. The yin talisman in Lin Moyu's brow was flashing with light. Under the illumination of the yin origin, Lin Moyu's aura was 30% stronger than usual, including all techniques, all great Daos, and even his fortune. Except for the speed of condensing Dao patterns, everything was increased by 30%. Lin Moyu didn't understand before, but now he knew how domineering and unreasonable the yin origin was. This was also why so many people wanted to capture him when he became the son of Yin back then. Little Mei said, "Teacher, have you decided not to hide your identity as the son of Yin anymore?" Lin Moyu said, "There's no need to hide anymore." Little Mei said, "That's right. With teacher's current cultivation, who on the origin continent could harm teacher? Naturally, there's no need to hide. In the end, everything still came down to strength. Without strength, one could only hide. With strength, one could naturally act freely." The night gradually deepened. In the small courtyard, the formation controlled water vapor to form fine rain falling slowly. Little Mei was bored. "Won't they come?" Lin Moyu said, "They're almost here." Little Mei's eyes brightened. In a flash, half a watermelon appeared in her hand. "How does teacher know?" Lin Moyu said, "They can leave marks on me, so naturally I can leave marks on them too." Lin Moyu had used the Great Dao to lock onto the enemy, leaving marks on Wu Xingguang and the two 7th level elders without them knowing. Moreover, Lin Moyu had also removed the marks they left, attaching them to a skeleton divine general, moving away from Floating City towards the Dongfang family, creating the illusion that he had already left. This was the bait Lin Moyu had set out. And he sensed that one 7th level elder had already come, indicating he had succeeded. The whereabouts of Wu Xingguang and the other two were actually all within his grasp. In this chess game, he had already established an unbeatable position. Under the yin, Wu Feiquan appeared silently above the small courtyard. Wu Feiquan had left marks on both Zhang Lizin and Sha Xinan, so he could accurately find their location. This was also why Lin Moyu said they couldn't escape. Suddenly, a voice sounded by Wu Feiquan's ear, "Elder, in the dead of night, doing such sneaky things, isn't it too shameful?" Wu Feiquan's heart skipped a beat, then he saw Lin Moyu in the pavilion. Not good. Wu Feiquan was startled and quickly turned to leave. But a flash of light passed before his eyes, and he felt he had lost connection with the outside world. Ceiling formation. Wu Feiquan recognized it at a glance. He had fallen into a ceiling formation, and his expression became extremely ugly. Lin Moyu said, "Elder has good eyesight. This ceiling formation is 7th grade. I'm afraid it won't be easy for Elder to break out in a short time." Wu Feiquan looked at Lin Moyu, his voice ice cold, "What do you want?" Lin Moyu said, "This junior only wants to ask Elder a question." "Speak." Wu Feiquan gritted out. He was already accumulating power in his hand, ready to unleash a sky-shaking attack at any moment. Lin Moyu asked, "What is that treasure on Wu Xingguang?" Wu Feiquan's gaze suddenly became sharp. "What treasure? What nonsense are you talking about?" Lin Moyu said, "Since Elder is unwilling to speak, then this junior can only seek answers from the dead." As he spoke, Lin Moyu made the first move, his finger pointing, "Skeleton Hell." ko-fi.com/translate-toki only donate if you want to. My Patreon is now up. Go to email protected translate toki. Remove the @ symbol and type a. Chapter 3431, 3431. Chapter 3431, At the bottom of Riftwind Cliff, seeking the heaven-seeking seal. Wu Faiquan had been accumulating power for a long time, preparing to kill Lin Moyu with one strike. As Lin Moyu pointed his finger, Wu Faiquan attacked simultaneously, striking a palm towards Lin Moyu. This palm strike held nothing back. With the sealing formation in place, his palm wouldn't cause any damage to Floating City. In his view, Lin Moyu setting up the sealing formation was like trapping himself. A huge palm print descended from the sky, cutting off all of Lin Moyu's escape routes. Die! Murderous intent flashed in Wu Faiquan's eyes. Lin Moyu, with only 5th level Dao Venerable cultivation, couldn't possibly block his full power strike. Before the palm print even arrived, the small pavilion couldn't withstand it and shattered on the spot. Suddenly, Lin Moyu's entire body surged with boiling blood, roaring non-stop. His Great Dao True Body appeared, the power Great Dao rumbling into operation. He punched towards the sky. The power Great Dao gathered all the strength in his body. With the added boost of the undying Great Dao, Lin Moyu's fist carried both the strong corrosiveness of death force and the powerful toughness of life force. The fist and palm collided in midair. Powerful force swept out, causing huge waves to erupt in the entire lake. The sealing formation shook non-stop, blocking all the impacts. Floating City wasn't affected. This is impossible. Wu Faiquan's pupils suddenly contracted. He saw Lin Moyu unharmed, his punch actually evenly matched with Wu Faiquan's palm strike. A mere 5th level Dao Venerable being evenly matched with him was simply unimaginable. At this moment, space distorted around Wu Faiquan. The skeleton hell appeared, interrupting his shock. Hell fiends flew at him with deadly threat. Wu Faiquan's face changed drastically. What are these things? Get away from me! He erupted with full body power, striking out palm after palm, instantly unleashing over 1,000 strikes. He wanted to kill the hell fiends. But the hell fiends ignored his attacks, letting his palms strike them without any effect. The hell fiends had 8th level Dao Venerable combat power. With Wu Faiquan's strength, he couldn't even defeat one hell fiend, let alone the vast numbers now surging at him from all directions. With a despairing expression, the hell fiends pounced on him and began biting. Screams came from Wu Faiquan's mouth. Seconds later, a severed arm fell from the sky. In just a few seconds, Wu Faiquan had been eaten down to just a severed arm. This was only because Lin Moyu deliberately left it. Otherwise, not even scraps of Wu Faiquan would remain. Revive the dead. A flame of undying fire shot out, enveloping Wu Faiquan's severed limb. Under a mysterious power, Wu Faiquan's severed limb began rapidly regenerating. Even his just scattered soul began reassembling. Lin Moyu observed Wu Faiquan's revival process. Even now, he still couldn't understand the underlying logic of the "revive the dead" technique. Revive the dead was too miraculous. He didn't know where its power source came from and couldn't figure it out no matter how he looked at it. Lin Moyu tried imagining various great Daos, but none corresponded to it. He could only think his realm wasn't high enough to understand it yet. Little Mei stood to the side holding a watermelon, eating bite by bite, her big eyes full of amazement. No matter how many times she saw it, each time she felt the wonder of this technique. She couldn't imagine any technique that could compare to revive the dead. This technique seemed to defy normal logic. Because Wu Faiquan had just died and his corpse was still fresh, the revival speed was extremely fast. In just half a minute, a Wu Faiquan even stronger than before was kneeling respectfully before Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu asked, "Now can you tell me, what treasure does Wu Xingguang have, and what exactly does it do?" Wu Faiquan said, "Wu Xingguang's treasure isn't on his body, but in his soul. That treasure is called the Heaven-Seeking Seal. It can seek out one's own heavenly opportunities." Seeking one's own heavenly opportunities, Lin Moyu thought for a moment. Just analyzing the words, this treasure should be related to the Fate Great Dao. But the Fate Great Dao had collapsed in the origin catastrophe. Even after so many years, only part of it had recovered. His Buddhist realm Lich and Destiny Lich could borrow the power of the Fate Great Dao, so Lin Moyu did have some understanding of it. Not many people can comprehend the Fate Great Dao, and even fewer can leave behind treasures. It seems Wu Xingguang was quite lucky. Lin Moyu thought to himself, then continued asking, where did he get the Heaven-Seeking Seal from? Wu Faiquan said, Wu Xingguang obtained the Heaven-Seeking Seal from Riftwind Cliff. Riftwind Cliff was the Wu family's forbidden ground and also their place of origin. Every member of the Wu family's direct line had one chance to enter Riftwind Cliff. Naturally, Wu Xingguang had this chance too. If he obtained this treasure from Riftwind Cliff, it made sense. Lin Moyu asked, what limitations does this treasure have? Wu Xingguang's realm was limited. Such a high-grade treasure couldn't be easily used. There must be some restrictions, or he would have to pay some price. Wu Feiquan said, after obtaining the heaven-seeking seal, Wu Xingguang nurtured it in his soul for 1,000 years before he could truly use it. To use the heaven-seeking seal requires accumulating power. It can only be used once every many years. Wu Xingguang accumulated for 10,000 years and finally accumulated enough to use it 3 times. This kind of restriction was normal. Accumulating power, apart from wasting some time, had no side effects. The price paid wasn't too great. Lin Moyu asked, then what did Wu Xingguang use it for? Wu Feiquan said, Wu Xingguang's cultivation had stagnated for many years. The family felt his potential was exhausted and prepared to discard him. Wu Xingguang didn't accept this fate. He used the heaven-seeking seal to seek his own opportunities. The first one pointed to Jiyu Hanjing. We bought all of Jiyu Hanjing's information from the Lufeng Chamber of Commerce, then went to the northern continent to seek some treasures, and finally went to the Coldwater Holy Land. Unfortunately, that opportunity was ruined by the master. Wu Xingguang wasn't resigned and used the heaven-seeking seal again. The second time it pointed to Lei Pengping in Thunder City. But this time was also ruined by the master. Wu Xingguang could only use the heaven-seeking seal for the third time, which finally pointed to Sha Xinan. Wu Feiquan explained very carefully, telling everything he knew without holding back. 3 chances, pointing to 3 women respectively. The main reason for marrying Jiyu Hanjing was for the Wu family's dual cultivation secret technique, which could steal Jiyu Hanjing's cultivation. The second time pointing to Lei Pengping was because Lei Pengping was special in some way. Wu Xingguang didn't know exactly how she was special. He was just following the heaven-seeking seal's guidance to find people. But Lin Moyu knew very clearly. Lei Pengping had the heavenly thunder sacred body. If one could dual cultivate with someone of this constitution, the innate power in the heavenly thunder sacred body would help improve Wu Feiquan's constitution, enhance his potential, and thus increase his cultivation. The third time pointing to Sha Xinan was for the spirit-boosting secret technique. Lin Moyu muttered to himself, 3 chances, with the effect getting weaker each time, from directly enhancing one's own cultivation to indirectly improving combat power. It seems apart from needing to accumulate power, there must be some other restrictions. Lin Moyu took out a sealing formation disc and summoned Su Pu at the same time. Go back with Su Pu, use this formation disc to seal off the area, then bring Wu Xingguang here. Wu Feiquan took the formation disc. Understood. How should we deal with Wu Juan? Lin Moyu said, you just focus on subduing Wu Xingguang. Su Pu will handle Wu Juan. ko-fi.com/translate-toki only donate if you want to. My Patreon is now up. Go to email protected translate toki. Remove the @ symbol and type a. Chapter 3432, 3432. Chapter 3432, what exactly do you want to do? Lin Moyu had arranged everything clearly. Wu Juan would certainly die facing Su Pu. Wu Feiquan dealing with Wu Xingguang was even more of a sure thing, with no possibility of an accident. Little May asked, Teacher, isn't Riftwind Cliff the place we're going this time? The 3 ancestors said that piece of hell fragment was in the center of the Wu family, and the Wu family's center was Riftwind Cliff. Lin Moyu said, it's said that the Wu family's foundation is in Riftwind Cliff. It seems Riftwind Cliff isn't as simple as people think. Little May said, Teacher must already have an answer in mind. Lin Moyu said, not an answer, but I have some guesses. Riftwind Cliff should have been a battlefield during the origin catastrophe. Some powerful beings probably died there, and many treasures were left behind. But it must also be very dangerous. I estimate the probability of death for those who enter is extremely high. However, because there are so many treasures, the Wu family can't possibly abandon it, nor can they let others share it. So the Wu family only allows clan members to enter once. Each person only has one chance. Wu Xingguang was quite clever in one aspect. As you just heard, after getting the heaven-seeking seal, Wu Xingguang only told a few people he trusted. Because he knew that if he told, he might not become a discarded pawn, but he would certainly become a tool for the Wu family, seeking opportunities for other members of the Wu family. Little May nodded and said, Wu Xingguang really isn't stupid. He knows his potential is limited and his cultivation can't rise too high, so he has to plan for himself. Lin Moyu chuckled, this is also the Wu family's tradition. Everyone is scheming, not even sparing direct descendants. They want to maximize everyone's value for the Wu family's benefit. The vast majority of people don't know what happens to someone who becomes a discarded pawn in the Wu family. But Lin Moyu knew. The Lufeng Chamber of Commerce's information had records. Once someone became a discarded pawn, they became a tool for the Wu family. The Wu family had many discarded pawns, both male and female, who were sent to other forces for political marriages. Those forces didn't understand the situation and thought they had latched onto the Wu family's big leg, but in fact, a nail had already been planted in their forces. The Wu family had ways to control the discarded pawns and wouldn't let them truly betray the Wu family. It was precisely through this method that after the Wu family rose to power, through countless years of management, they firmly grasped control of the Riftwind Cliff area. A few minutes later, several black shadows appeared under the yin light. Wu Feiquan and Su Ku had returned. Wu Feiquan brought Wu Xingguang, whose face was full of terror, while Su Ku carried Wu Juan's corpse. After landing, Wu Feiquan said in a low voice, Master, I've brought Wu Xingguang. Lin Moyu smiled and said, Young Master Xingguang, we meet again. At this moment, Wu Xingguang's eyes were full of fear. Lin Moyu's smile had completely become his nightmare. This kind of smile was the most terrifying smile he had ever seen in his life. Wu Xingguang's whole body trembled, his teeth chattering, his speech becoming stuttered. You, what do you want to do? Lin Moyu smiled and said, shouldn't you first ask why Wu Feiquan betrayed you? Wu Xingguang swallowed hard. What exactly do you want to do? Wu Xingguang was obviously already frightened silly, probably one step away from being scared insane. An elder who had watched him grow up since childhood, who knew almost all his secrets, who was closest to him, had now betrayed him. And he had collaborated with others to kill his clansman who was like a brother to him, showing no mercy throughout the process. This kind of thing, no matter who it happens to, would scare them insane. Wu Xingguang, this Dao Venerable, was too weak. His Dao heart wasn't firm and was already on the edge of half-madness. Lin Moyu sighed lightly, knowing he couldn't get anything out of him. He waved his hand, and a curse fell on Wu Xingguang. Weakness, dejection, drowsiness, the curse carried these three forces, breaking down Wu Xingguang's last mental defenses. Wu Xingguang's eyes became empty and hollow. Lin Moyu's voice sounded, give me the heaven-seeking seal. The voice was like a murmur, guiding Wu Xingguang on what to do. But Wu Xingguang didn't take out the heaven-seeking seal. Instead, he said, I can't take it out. Why can't you take it out? Lin Moyu's voice was still ethereal, as if guiding Wu Xingguang from the void. Wu Xingguang said, I didn't get the heaven-seeking seal. I only got its mark. Lin Moyu frowned slightly, thinking of something. With a thought, Wu Feiquan struck Wu Xingguang's head with his palm. Wu Xingguang's eyes dimmed, and he died on the spot. As Wu Xingguang died, Lin Moyu vaguely sensed a trace of energy disappearing from Wu Xingguang's body. This trace of energy was very mysterious, disappearing without a trace. Even he only had a slight feeling. Two flames flew out, turning Wu Xingguang and Wu Juan into reborn ones at the same time. Lin Moyu said, Wu Xingguang, tell me about the heaven-seeking seal. Wu Xingguang immediately said, at that time, I entered Riftwind Cliff and carefully searched for a long time, but found nothing. Later, I accidentally triggered a formation, and then I saw the seal. I didn't get it, I only got one of its marks. I need to provide power for it through the mark, and then it can help me seek opportunities. Wu Xingguang's answer made Lin Moyu fall silent. The heaven-seeking seal was a treasure, and not an ordinary one. It had the ability to seek opportunities. Just this point alone made the heaven-seeking seal's value unimaginable. It left a mark in Wu Xingguang's soul, equivalent to a kind of connection method. Wu Xingguang could contact it through the mark and seek opportunities through it. And the condition was to provide enough power for it. Now, Wu Xingguang had been killed by him, and the heaven-seeking seal mark had disappeared with him, disappearing very discreetly, almost undetectable. Lin Moyu suddenly thought of a possibility. After you obtained the heaven-seeking seal mark, did your cultivation still increase? Wu Xingguang said, it still increased, but very slowly. I had to provide part of my power to the heaven-seeking seal, and my potential was almost exhausted. Lin Moyu thought for a moment, then did you take any heavenly and earthly treasures afterwards, or cultivation pills? Given Wu Xingguang's status, before becoming a discarded pawn, he wouldn't have been cut off from heavenly and earthly treasures. Wu Xingguang said, I took some, but the effects were greatly reduced. Little Mei suddenly thought of something. Teacher, do you think the heaven-seeking seal occupied Wu Xingguang's cultivation gains? Lin Moyu nodded. Indeed, there's this possibility. If the heaven-seeking seal is a treasure, and it was left in Riftwind Cliff during the origin catastrophe, after so many years it may have developed a spirit and considerable intelligence. It's very possible that it's planning something, but I need more information and data. I can't make a judgment yet. Little Mei said. Then what will teacher do? Lin Moyu said, no rush. The matters here are settled. We can go to Broken Sky City. There's a Lufeng Chamber of Commerce in Broken Sky City. They should have the information I need. ko-fi.com/translate-toki only donate if you want to. My Patreon is now up. Go to email protected translate toki. Remove the @ symbol and type a. Chapter 3433, 3433. Chapter 3433, The Origin of the Broken Sky Domain. Lin Moyu was very interested in the heaven-seeking seal. This treasure might be related to the Fate Great Tao. The Fate Great Tao was an illusory type of Great Tao. Even if it was shattered, it would slowly recover over long ages. Now the Fate Great Tao had recovered somewhat. If he could find another treasure related to the Fate Great Tao and study it, he might be able to touch upon the Fate Great Tao. Both the Fate Great Tao and the Karma Great Tao were very mysterious, and extremely important for the origin continent. Otherwise, they wouldn't have shattered the Fate Great Tao at the beginning of the Great War. As long as the Fate Great Tao existed, the origin continent wouldn't have been so passive during the origin catastrophe. The cloud-piercing sword passed through vast yellow sands, and mountains once again came into view. Lin Moyu took Little Mei and left overnight, leaving only a message for Zhang Ruohui telling him the matter was resolved and not to worry anymore. He was going to Broken Sky City, first to find the Lufeng Chamber of Commerce, and second to find Zhang Ruohui. Strictly speaking, the karma he needed to resolve was with Zhang Ruohui, and had nothing to do with the Zhang family. This intervention was actually just joining in the fun, while also becoming interested in Wu Xingguang's treasure. He didn't expect to get information about the heaven-seeking seal. Little Mei asked, Teacher, is this heaven-seeking seal really so amazing? Lin Moyu said, if it's related to the Fate Great Tao, it can't be amazing enough. Little Mei murmured, it's called the heaven-seeking seal. Could it mean seeking heavenly opportunities? Lin Moyu smiled slightly, you can understand it that way. Seeking heavenly opportunities, seeking Great Tao opportunities, it's all the same principle. Little Mei said, but even if it developed a spirit, it's still just a treasure, right? Could it want to reincarnate as a human? Lin Moyu said, that's not impossible. Little Mei said, that would be eye-opening. I've seen many treasures with spirits, but never one that wanted to reincarnate as a human. Mountain after mountain receded behind them. Lin Moyu rode the cloud-piercing sword at extreme speed, crossing half of the Broken Sky Domain in just one day. Floating City was only on the edge of the Broken Sky Domain. Broken Sky City, where the Dongfang family resided, was the center of the Broken Sky Domain. Broken Sky City's shape was like a great blade. The city gate was like the blade tip, pointing high towards the sky. This city was very long and narrow, the entire city like a blade's body. The whole city was built along the blade's body, then spread outwards, expanding in the middle and then gradually narrowing again. The Dongfang family's location was at the hilt of this blade. Little Mei said, Broken Sky City is so strange. Lin Moyu asked, strange in what way? Little Mei said, I can't explain it clearly. But every time I come to Broken Sky City, I feel it's very strange. I've never seen a city like this. Here, I always feel like someone is pointing a blade at me. Lin Moyu smiled and said, your feeling isn't wrong. Broken Sky City itself is a treasure. Little Mei exclaimed in surprise, Broken Sky City is a treasure. Lin Moyu said, that's right, it's a treasure, and a Great Tao Realm treasure at that. Does Little Mei know why the Broken Sky Domain is called the Broken Sky Domain? Little Mei shook her head. Even in her past life's memories, there was no information related to this. Lin Moyu explained, it's said that once, an ancestor of the Dongfang family, wielding this blade, nearly cut the Broken Sky Domain in half with a single strike. Oh right, at that time this place wasn't called the Broken Sky Domain. Because that Dongfang family ancestor was named Dongfang Duantian, Broken Sky, this place was named the Broken Sky Domain. This was the first time Little May had heard this explanation. She completely believed Lin Moyu's words. So that's how it is. How does teacher know so much? Lin Moyu smiled and said, how would I know? I bought all this information from the Lufeng Chamber of Commerce. Little May said in surprise, the Lufeng Chamber of Commerce really has everything. Lin Moyu said, not necessarily. Some information can't be bought. For example, the Nine Heavens competition was only briefly mentioned in the information, without specific details. As the two approached Broken Sky City, they felt a powerful aura. From the tip of Broken Sky City, a strong aura continuously emanated, making one's skin ache. Many people coming here would unconsciously avoid the blade tip. When they were still 100 miles from Broken Sky City, they saw in the distance, beyond Broken Sky City, an incredibly huge mountain peak reaching into the clouds. The mountain peak was hazy, only its outline visible. Little May said, that's Nine Heavens Peak. The Nine Heavens competition is held at the foot of Nine Heavens Peak. Lin Moyu saw that many people had already gathered at the foot of Nine Heavens Peak. Let's go take a look at the Nine Heavens competition first, then go to the Lufeng Chamber of Commerce afterwards. The cloud-piercing sword accelerated, circling around Broken Sky City towards Nine Heavens Peak. At least tens of thousands of people had gathered at the foot of Nine Heavens Peak. The Dongfang family had prepared a huge area for the competition. The arena used for the competition was a square over 10,000 meters long, covered by a huge formation. The formation was currently operating, dividing the arena evenly into 9 areas, 3 by 3. In each area, 2 people were competing. Little May said, it seems after so many years, the rules haven't changed. Lin Moyu smiled and said, tell me about it. Little May said, this arena is divided into 9 grids. Each time, 18 people will go up, competing in pairs. The winner of each pair will occupy one grid, and can choose any adjacent grid to participate in a 3-way battle. The winner of the 3-way battle can then choose another adjacent grid to compete in, with the winner occupying a larger area. Of course, they can also choose not to participate in the mixed battle, just guarding the area they occupy. Lin Moyu said, then how is the winner determined? Little May said, each competition lasts 100 minutes. After 100 minutes, whoever occupies the most area is the winner. If someone can eliminate all others within 100 minutes, they also win. The winner then qualifies to climb Nine Heavens Peak. This method has been used since the Nine Heavens competition began, and the rules have never changed. Lin Moyu smiled and said, it's a good method. Actually, it doesn't need to change. This competition method took into account factors like strength, luck, and judgment of strengths and weaknesses. It was a comprehensive test of a cultivator's overall ability. Those who could win from this either had overwhelming strength or exceptional courage and judgment. However, the Dongfang family likely wouldn't allow overwhelming strength disparities. They would certainly control this to maintain basic fairness. Otherwise, if a Dao Venerable went up against 17 Heavenly Venerables, what would be the point? The Heavenly Venerables might as well concede directly. Looking now, the 18 people currently competing on the stage had similar cultivation levels and not much difference in strength, just as Lin Moyu had judged. Lin Moyu looked down from above, his gaze sweeping over the crowd, and saw Zhang Ruoxue. Zhang Ruoxue was sitting there, looking somewhat nervous. Lin Moyu was about to fly over when suddenly a shout came to his ears, flying is forbidden within 100 miles of the Nine Heavens competition. Then, a team from the Dongfang family flew over from afar, their rolling aura crushing towards Lin Moyu. ko-fi.com/translate-toki only donate if you want to. My Patreon is now up. Go to email protected translate toki. Remove the @ symbol and type a. Chapter 3434, 3434. Chapter 3434, is Lin someone who breaks his promises? A team from the Dongfang family flew over, quickly arriving in front of Lin Moyu. The leader looked unfriendly, flying is not allowed here. Descend immediately. The leader was a Dao Venerable, not much in Lin Moyu's eyes, but because he was from the Dongfang family, his tone was very harsh. Lin Moyu didn't move. Why are those people allowed to fly? On the other side, many people were flying in midair, some sitting cross-legged in the air, others sitting on various treasures, looking down at the arena. He snorted coldly, those are all guests invited by our Dongfang family. Do you have an invitation? If so, you can fly too. Lin Moyu shook his head, I don't have an invitation. Seeing Lin Moyu had no invitation, he immediately snorted coldly, without an invitation, obediently go down. Before he finished speaking, a token suddenly flew in front of him, the words, Wu Ding, flashing brightly on it. Lin Moyu said, can this be used as an invitation? He looked at the token, his eyes filled with doubt. This was a token from the Dongfang family, which he naturally recognized. But the words on it made him unable to believe for a moment. How could Dongfang Wuding's token appear here? Before he could speak, a beam of light came from afar, instantly crossing tens of thousands of meters to arrive in front of Lin Moyu. Dongfang Wuding appeared from the light, laughing loudly, young friend Lin has graced us with his presence, this old man has failed to welcome you from afar. Lin Moyu smiled and said, I came to find a friend, and happened to arrive at the Nine Heavens competition, so I came to join in. I didn't expect Elder to come so quickly. Dongfang Wuding said, this old man rushed over as soon as he sensed the token, and was still late. Who has young friend Lin come to find? There are many people here, this old man can help. Dongfang Wuding had sensed his own token and rushed over immediately. At the same time, he was somewhat shocked. His sensing range for his token exceeded 100,000 miles. As long as someone carrying the token entered within 100,000 miles, he would sense it. Even if the other party put the token in a storage treasure, he could still sense it. But now, when he sensed the token, Lin Moyu was only 10,000 meters away from him. This also meant that Lin Moyu had a treasure that could block his sensing of the token. Lin Moyu's status in Dongfang Wuding's mind changed once again. Lin Moyu didn't know Dongfang Wuding had so many thoughts. I came to find Miss Zhang Ruoxue of the Zhang family. I've already found her, she's over there. Dongfang Wuding looked where Lin Moyu was pointing and saw Zhang Ruoxue. He couldn't help but smile, so young friend Lin came to find his beauty. Then this old man won't disturb you. This old man will have someone prepare a seat. When you're done, remember to come over. Although the Nine Heavens competition isn't a grand event, it's only held once every 100 years. Since young friend has come, you should watch it properly. Lin Moyu smiled and said, all right, I'll come over later. After saying this, Lin Moyu flew towards Zhang Ruoxue. This time, no one stopped him. The person who had stopped Lin Moyu earlier lowered his head, slightly frightened, ancestor, I didn't know his identity before. Dongfang Wuding nodded, you did well. Continue with your duties. This matter has nothing to do with you. The man was greatly relieved and quickly left with his people. Dongfang Wuding watched Lin Moyu leave, it's only been so many years, and he's already at the 5th level of Dao Venerable. A 5th level Dao Venerable at 3,000 years old, you might be the most outstanding genius in the history of the Origin continent. What geniuses, they're nothing compared to you. He took out a broken mirror shard and held it in front of his eye, continuing to look at Lin Moyu. He muttered softly, this child has such strong fortune. His fortune alone is almost catching up to our Dongfang family. Could he be a child of fortune? Unless absolutely necessary, we can't offend this child. Once fortune backlashes, our Dongfang family will have a hard time. Dongfang Wuding quickly returned with his thoughts to prepare a seat for Lin Moyu. The people watching the competition in the air, although they looked somewhat disorderly, actually all had their fixed positions. These positions were set according to the formation and the special circumstances of Nine Heavens Peak. Now to add one more, some arrangements needed to be made. Zhang Ruoxue's beautiful eyes were fixed unblinkingly on the arena. She watched others' battles, accumulating experience for herself, analyzing how she would break through if she encountered similar opponents. Beside Zhang Ruoxue sat another young man, from the Xia family, of the same generation as Zhang Ruoxue. The young man noticed Zhang Ruoxue's nervousness and comforted her, Ruoxue, don't be too nervous. With your strength, you'll definitely gain the qualification to enter Nine Heavens Peak. But Zhang Ruoxue wasn't so optimistic, it's hard to say. The Dongfang family has rules. Every time people go up to the arena, their cultivation realms are about the same. It's not certain I can win. The young man said, Ruoxue will definitely be fine. If I could enter the same competition as Ruoxue, I would definitely help Ruoxue. Zhang Ruoxue didn't accept his goodwill, I don't need your help. I need to rely on myself. The young man smiled bitterly, Ruoxue, you're too strong. Zhang Ruoxue said, some things can only be done by oneself. At this time, Lin Moyu's voice slowly sounded, Miss Yang's words are correct. Some things indeed can only be done by oneself, but things should be viewed separately. There are also some things where you can let others help a bit. Hearing the voice, Zhang Ruoxue saw Lin Moyu. She was stunned for a moment, then immediately reacted, it's you. Are you also here to participate in the Nine Heavens competition? Lin Moyu had already arrived beside Zhang Ruoxue. Zhang Ruoxue had been too focused and hadn't noticed. Their earlier conversation had all been heard by Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu smiled and said, no, I'm not participating in the Nine Heavens competition. I came specifically to find Miss Zhang. Zhang Ruoxue didn't understand, what did you come to find me for? Lin Moyu looked around, is Miss Zhang sure you want me to say it here? Zhang Ruoxue was very clever and immediately realized what it was about. Let's find a place with no people. There were many people here, and many had high realms. Even soul transmission might not be safe. Even Lin Moyu couldn't guarantee that under the noses of those ancestors, he wouldn't be discovered. Zhang Ruoxue immediately headed outside the arena. The young man was about to follow, but Zhang Ruoxue glared at him, don't follow. The young man stopped in his tracks, not daring to follow. Lin Moyu smiled at him, then walked with Zhang Ruoxue outside the arena to a place with no people. Lin Moyu thought, and an invisible force spread out, enveloping the two of them. At the same time, he took out a small bow, the thing I promised you, consider it done. Looking at the bow in Lin Moyu's palm, Zhang Ruoxue's breathing immediately became heavy, and even her cheeks turned rosy, the Falling Star Lord's bow. Lin Moyu said, yes, it contains the Falling Star Lord's legacy and the method to forge the Falling Star arrow. Zhang Ruoxue could hardly believe it, you really decided to give it to me. Lin Moyu smiled, what, in Miss Yang's eyes, is Lin someone who breaks his promises? Zhang Ruoxue immediately shook her head, no, 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 how could friend Lin be that kind of person? Lin Moyu laughed heartily and handed the Falling Star bow to her, keep it. The Falling Star Lord was very strong. I hope you can inherit his position as Star Lord. Zhang Ruoxue put away the Falling Star bow, then suddenly bowed deeply to Lin Moyu, thank you, friend Lin. Lin Moyu waved his hand, it's a small matter. That young man seems to care about you a lot. He's watching from afar. Zhang Ruoxue snorted lightly, his name is Sha Zhen. He's from the Sha family in Floating City. Our Zhang family and the Sha family. ko-fi.com/translate-toki only donate if you want to. My Patreon is now up, go to email protected translate toki. Remove the @ symbol and type a. Chapter 3435, 3435. Chapter 3435, Lin sees great potential in friend Sha. According to Zhang Ruoxue, it was Sha Zhen who kept pursuing her, following her wherever she went. She didn't seem to have any other thoughts about Sha Zhen. But if Zhang Ruoxue truly didn't want it, how could Sha Zhen keep pursuing her? So to some extent, Zhang Ruoxue must have had some interest in Sha Zhen, or at least didn't dislike him following her. Zhang Ruoxue just wouldn't admit it, and Lin Moyu naturally wouldn't press further. After giving the Falling Star bow to Zhang Ruoxue, Lin Moyu had fulfilled his previous promise, and the karma between him and Zhang Ruoxue could be considered resolved. Lin Moyu suddenly felt as if he had become a little lighter. Is this karma? This subtle change was like being gently blown by a breeze, then nothing more. This was just for himself. If it were someone else, they wouldn't have felt anything at all. Even for himself, he had only recently started to have this feeling. That time when he accidentally saw the Karma Great Tao, he seemed to have gotten closer to the Karma Great Tao, and his sense of karma became increasingly clear. Zhang Ruoxue happily put away the Falling Star bow. With the Falling Star Lord's legacy, our Zhang family can take another step forward. Lin Moyu smiled and said, let me offer my congratulations in advance then. Zhang Ruoxue said with a bright smile, thank you, friend Lin. Lin Moyu said, you've said thank you so many times, no need to be so formal. At this moment, a bright light suddenly lit up above the arena, forming 18 groups of numbers, each group a number. Seeing the numbers, Zhang Ruoxue's expression tightened. I have to go participate in the competition now. I don't know if I can win. Besides nervousness, she also looked worried. Lin Moyu asked, do you really want to win? Zhang Ruoxue nodded, I want to go to Nine Heavens Peak. Lin Moyu asked curiously, is there something in Nine Heavens Peak? The Nine Heavens competition had been held for so many years, and countless people had gone up Nine Heavens Peak, but no one had ever successfully reached the top. Many people had gained some benefits on Nine Heavens Peak, such as improved cultivation or obtaining some treasures. But Nine Heavens Peak was also dangerous. Many people had died there, with a not low mortality rate. Now that Zhang Ruoxue had the Falling Star Lord's legacy, she should choose a safer path, returning to the Zhang family to cultivate well, rather than risking Nine Heavens Peak. Lin Moyu respected Zhang Ruoxue's choice and wouldn't stop her, but he was curious. Zhang Ruoxue said, "My father once participated in the Nine Heavens competition and gained the qualification to enter Nine Heavens Peak. Unfortunately, he didn't come out of Nine Heavens Peak. I want to go find my father's remains." Lin Moyu frowned, "Doing this will also be dangerous for you. Does your family agree?" Zhang Ruoxue shook her head, "My brothers naturally don't agree, but they can't control me. If they don't want to go, then I'll go." It was clear that Zhang Ruoxue had a good relationship with her father. The Zhang family naturally had to consider the entire family. Remains were, after all, just a memento, dispensable. But since Zhang Ruoxue insisted on going, they indeed couldn't control her. Lin Moyu thought for a moment, "You might not necessarily win the competition." Zhang Ruoxue said, "If I can't win this time, then next time, or the time after. Every 100 years, I'll keep coming. I'll win eventually. Before I wasn't confident, but now with the Falling Star Lord's legacy, if not this time, then definitely next time." Little May, who had been silent all along, suddenly interjected, "If you really want to go up Nine Heavens Peak, actually the lower the realm, the safer it is." Lin Moyu was surprised, "Why?" Little May said, "I don't know the specifics, I just heard it from someone." In her previous life, Little May had come to the Nine Heavens competition twice, and she was invited, so naturally she could hear some extra information. Zhang Ruoxue had just reached the second level of Dao Venerable, which was indeed a good time to go up Nine Heavens Peak. After obtaining the Falling Star Lord's legacy, her cultivation would go through an explosive growth process. Probably in a few hundred years, she would be at the third level of Dao Venerable. In 1,000 years, she might reach the fourth level of Dao Venerable. By then, going up Nine Heavens Peak would be more dangerous. Lin Moyu asked, "Are you sure you must go?" Zhang Ruoxue nodded vigorously, "I must go." Lin Moyu sighed, "Then better sooner than later. Take this. If you really can't win, use it. It can save your life, but don't become dependent on it. After your journey to Nine Heavens Peak ends, it will disappear." Lin Moyu handed over a small object that looked like a toy, only palm-sized, not like any treasure. "What's this?" Zhang Ruoxue didn't understand. Lin Moyu said, "A small thing. You can control it with your thoughts. No need to refine it." Zhang Ruoxue didn't doubt Lin Moyu's words and directly put it away. "Thank you, friend Lin. I'll go now." Zhang Ruoxue quickly rushed to the arena. What Lin Moyu gave Zhang Ruoxue was a Legion commander. He temporarily made the Legion commander look like a puppet. If needed, it could be used at any time. Moreover, the Legion commander possessed an army of 10 million dragon riders. While not invincible, it could at least ensure Zhang Ruoxue's safety. Little May asked curiously, "Teacher, weren't you trying to sever karma? Doing this, haven't you created new karma?" Lin Moyu said, "There will indeed be some karma, but not too much. Moreover, your teacher is also trying to see if he can further touch upon the Karma Great Tao." Little May vaguely understood Lin Moyu's approach. Lin Moyu had taught her before that in anything, one shouldn't go too far or be too lax. One must learn to control everything. Lin Moyu was now controlling, both severing karma and maintaining a certain connection with the Karma Great Tao, using this to sense the Karma Great Tao. It's well known that the Karma Great Tao is difficult to comprehend. To comprehend the Karma Great Tao, one must take an unconventional approach to have even a slight chance. Lin Moyu said, "Let's go watch the competition too." The two headed towards the arena, but halfway there they were stopped by Sha Zhen. He wasn't in the lineup for this competition, not assigned to the same round as Zhang Ruoxue. Lin Moyu smiled and said, "Does friend Sha have something?" Sha Zhen bowed slightly, "May I ask your surname, sir?" He was quite polite, his words also carrying courtesy. Although there was some scrutiny in his eyes, he hadn't treated Lin Moyu as a rival in love, nor was he unhappy about what happened earlier. Lin Moyu smiled and said, Friend Sha probably wants to ask what relationship Lin has with Miss Ruoxue, right? Clearly not expecting Lin Moyu to be so direct, Sha Zhen was a bit embarrassed, but then frankly admitted, indeed, that was my question. Lin Moyu said, if friend Sha wants to win the beauty's heart, I'm afraid you'll have to work harder. But I believe one day you'll be able to move Miss Ruoxue. Lin sees great potential in friend Sha. Hearing Lin Moyu say this, Sha Zhen immediately smiled. This meant Lin Moyu and Zhang Ruoxue didn't have that kind of relationship. Lin Moyu said, all right, Miss Ruoxue is about to compete. Friend Sha should go watch the competition. Sha Zhen said, isn't friend Lin going together? Lin Moyu said, Lin will watch from another place. Saying this, he quickly rose into the sky with little Mei, flying upwards. In midair, Dongfang Wuding had already arranged a place for Lin Moyu, right beside himself. Sha Zhen stared blankly at Lin Moyu as he sat down beside Dongfang Wuding. Only then did he realize that Lin Moyu's status far exceeded his own. Those who could sit here were basically all important figures. Small fry like their Zhang family and Sha family didn't have the qualifications to go up there. ko-fi.com/translate-toki only donate if you want to. My Patreon is now up. Go to email protected translate toki. Remove the @ symbol and type a. Chapter 3436, 3436. Chapter 3436, always discuss terms for anything first. Beside Dongfang Wuding, a special cushion was already prepared. After Lin Moyu arrived, Dongfang Wuding gestured for Lin Moyu to sit on it. Lin Moyu could tell at a glance what was special about the cushion. The cushion itself was a treasure of decent quality, already at the Dao Venerable realm. More importantly was its placement, positioned right on a formation node. This formation was the one covering the entire arena. Sitting on the cushion meant providing some power to the formation, not much, almost no impact. Those sitting in the sky were all at least 4th level Dao Venerables. Part of their power was gathered through the formation, making it extremely powerful. No matter how intense the battles inside, they wouldn't affect the spectators outside the formation. This method of the Dongfang family was indeed quite good. Lin Moyu smiled and sat down. The cushion produced a suction force, drawing out part of his power to supply the formation. The suction was very weak. If Lin Moyu was unwilling, he could stop it at any time, so he didn't bother with it. Dongfang Wuding smiled and said, has the young friend finished his business? Lin Moyu smiled and said, it's considered done. Now I can watch the 9 Heavens competition. Dongfang Wuding said, it seems the young friend's beauty is about to compete. Lin Moyu said, not a beauty, but someone I can talk to. Dongfang Wuding chuckled, this young lady's talent is barely passable. I'm afraid she won't win this competition. Lin Moyu said, I gave her something. She should be able to win. Dongfang Wuding made an, oh, sound, so the young friend has lent a hand. Lin Moyu said, just a small thing, consider it a puppet. I don't know if it violates the rules. Dongfang Wuding shook his head, puppets are also a kind of treasure. The competition doesn't restrict treasures, so naturally it's not against the rules. Lin Moyu chuckled, that's good then. Lin is interested in 9 Heavens Peak. Can the elder tell me about it? Dongfang Wuding said, of course. Even if friend Lin didn't ask, I was going to tell you. After the 9 Heavens competition, I want to invite friend Lin to enter 9 Heavens Peak. Lin Moyu smiled, I don't want to participate in the competition. Dongfang Wuding immediately smiled and said, with friend Lin's status, naturally you don't need to participate in the competition. The Dongfang family decides the slots for 9 Heavens Peak. The Dongfang family was the master of the Broken Sky domain, and they also hosted the 9 Heavens competition. A few slots were nothing to them. As a 9th level elder of the Dongfang family, he had entered 9 Heavens Peak countless times. His understanding of 9 Heavens Peak far surpassed Little Mei's. From Dongfang Wuding's explanation, Lin Moyu learned about the origin of 9 Heavens Peak. 9 Heavens Peak was also related to the Origin Catastrophe. Before the Origin Catastrophe erupted, 9 Heavens Peak was once called the Outer Great Dao Peak, and it could indeed reach the Outer Great Dao. At that time, heaven and earth were not separated. Many Dao Venerables in the southern continent went to the Outer Great Dao through 9 Heavens Peak. During the Origin Catastrophe, a powerful being turned 9 Heavens Peak into a war fortress, becoming an important stronghold for the southern continent to resist external enemies. Not just 9 Heavens Peak, many peaks in the Broken Sky domain were turned into fortresses at that time. In that Great War, most fortresses were destroyed. Nine Heavens Peak survived because it was strong enough. However, the peak was broken and could no longer be used to enter the outer Great Tao. The true purpose of the Nine Heavens competition was to enter the top of Nine Heavens Peak. There were things left from the ancient war there. The Dongfang family hoped to reopen the passage to the outside world through this. Hearing this, Lin Moyu knew it was impossible. The real reason for the separation of heaven and earth was the incompleteness of the Great Tao. The origin continent needed to recover. No matter what was on top of Nine Heavens Peak, it couldn't enter the outer Great Tao. The Dongfang family's idea wasn't wrong, but fundamentally, it was almost impossible to achieve. Dongfang Wuding said, "This old man also knows it's very difficult, but this is the dying wish left by our ancestors. Perhaps there are some other things at the top of Nine Heavens Peak. It's just a pity that we descendants are incapable and cannot reach the top of Nine Heavens Peak." Lin Moyu asked, "It's said that entering Nine Heavens Peak is better the lower one's realm is." Dongfang Wuding laughed out loud, "That's completely a misunderstanding. Nine Heavens Peak was once a very important war fortress. It was divided into 3 areas from bottom to top: the soldier area, the officer area, and the command area. Those below 4th level Dao Venerable can only enter the soldier area at the bottom, so naturally it's safer. Those above 4th level and below 7th level enter the officer area. Those above 7th level can enter the command area. To reach the peak of Nine Heavens Peak, one must first enter the command area." Lin Moyu said, "In that case, I can't reach the peak either." Dongfang Wuding shook his head, "But there are always exceptions. To be frank with friend Lin, our Dongfang family does have some privileges. We can let friend Lin enter the command area." Lin Moyu already understood Dongfang Wuding's meaning. He wanted Lin Moyu to go to the peak. After so many years, no one had been able to reach the peak. Dongfang Wuding had tried countless times. He knew he couldn't go up. So he set his sights on Lin Moyu, because of Lin Moyu's brilliant performance in the Slaughter God Sect ruins. He felt Lin Moyu had a chance. Lin Moyu said, "It's said that Nine Heavens Peak isn't safe. Many people die in there every time." Dongfang Wuding nodded, "Indeed it's not safe, but I believe friend Lin won't have any problems." Lin Moyu smiled. Dongfang Wuding was purely trying to fool him. He said straightforwardly, "Elder, let me be frank. If I go to Nine Heavens Peak, what benefits are there? Lin doesn't do business at a loss. You should understand." Even when he went to the Slaughter God Sect ruins, even the 3 ancestors had to negotiate a price with him first. Now he naturally wouldn't be fooled by a few words from Dongfang Wuding. Danger wasn't an issue. Where wasn't there danger on the path of cultivation? The key was to see what benefits there were, whether they could move him. Dongfang Wuding said, "There was once a heaven-shaking battle on Nine Heavens Peak, leaving behind a large number of treasures and all sorts of indescribable things. If friend Lin goes, whatever you obtain inside will belong to you. Our Dongfang family will not ask about it. Additionally, our Dongfang family will offer an 8th level Dao Venerable treasure. Whether friend Lin reaches the peak or not, it will be given to friend Lin." Lin Moyu said, "Elder should be clearer. I know Elder has a request. For example, if I reach the peak, what does Elder want to obtain?" Dongfang Wuding said, "If friend Lin can reach the peak, you might see the relics of our Dongfang family's ancestor. Please help us bring them back." Lin Moyu said, "So your esteemed ancestor is at the peak?" Dongfang Wuding nodded. "Our ancestor was once one of the commanders of this fortress. After the Great War back then, our ancestor disappeared. Most likely he perished at the peak." He spoke with reason and evidence. What he wanted was the Dongfang family ancestors' relics. As for what the relics were, Dongfang Wuding didn't say. Dongfang Wuding had said what needed to be said. Finally, he looked at Lin Moyu. "Friend Lin, can you agree to go?" Lin Moyu thought for a moment. "I can, but I have a request. That 8th level Dao Venerable treasure, I want to choose it myself." Dongfang Wuding laughed heartily. "No problem. When the time comes, this old man will personally open the treasury for friend Lin to enter. ko-fi.com/translate-toki only donate if you want to. My Patreon is now up. Go to email protected translate toki. Remove the @ symbol and type a. Chapter 3437, 3437. Chapter 3437, Congratulations Elder on gaining an excellent disciple. Seeing Lin Moyu agree, Dongfang Wuding was in an excellent mood. He took out a tea table and personally brewed tea for Lin Moyu. This action immediately drew sidelong glances from many people. Those who could be in the air were all bigwigs from various factions. Many had extraordinary backgrounds, with representatives from all top powers except the Coldwater Holy Land and Question Dao sect. They couldn't help but guess at Lin Moyu's identity, that he could make a 9th-level elder like Dongfang Wuding personally brew tea for him. This treatment was probably only reserved for 9th-level elders from other top powers. Yet Lin Moyu was just a little 5th-level Dao Venerable. Who was this young man? He was personally invited up by Elder Wuding. I really can't think of what kind of person would require Elder Wuding to treat them like this. Indeed, I can't think of anyone. It's really strange. The bigwigs transmitted messages to each other, speculating about Lin Moyu's identity. Dongfang Wuding smiled and said, "Does young friend Lin know about what happened to the Question Dao sect a few days ago?" Lin Moyu pretended not to know what happened. Dongfang Wuding said, "It seems someone attacked the Question Dao sect. It wasn't the Coldwater Holy Land, but someone else. However, the Question Dao sect has blocked the news, so we only know some superficial details." Lin Moyu said, "Perhaps the 3 ancestors would know something." Dongfang Wuding said, "I asked the 3 ancestors, but they wouldn't say." This old man guesses the 3 ancestors definitely know something. As he spoke, he observed Lin Moyu's expression, but unfortunately Lin Moyu's expression remained calm, revealing nothing. Lin Moyu said, "Since the 3 ancestors won't say, there's no point in guessing. It's more interesting to watch the 9 heavens competition." Dongfang Wuding chuckled, indeed. Zhang Ruizu's competition had already begun. Of the 18 people on stage, 17 were at the first level of Dao Venerable, with not much difference in strength. Among these 17, Zhang Ruoxue was one of the best. Barring accidents, she had an extremely high chance of winning. However, among the 18, there was one second-level Dao Venerable. But this second-level Dao Venerable's combat power wasn't strong, their aura unstable, clearly having reached second-level Dao Venerable through drugs. With Zhang Ruizu's combat power, she might not necessarily lose against them, but winning wouldn't be easy either. It was very likely to end in a draw until time ran out. After all, this was a competition, not a fight to the death. Zhang Ruoxue very neatly defeated her opponent, then didn't immediately choose her next opponent. In the surrounding areas separated from her, others were still fighting. She didn't need to intervene too early. It was best if she could be the fisherman while the snipe and clam fought each other. When others had fought to near exhaustion, Zhang Ruoxue made her choice. However, the direction she chose was opposite to that second-level Dao Venerable. She didn't want to engage in a big battle with them at all. She only needed to gain an advantage in the occupied areas, then drag it out until the competition time ended. Clearly she was very familiar with the rules and good at using them. Dongfang Wuding smiled and said, "That little girl is very clever. It's a pity her talent is a bit lacking." Lin Moyu said, "Sometimes talent doesn't represent one's ultimate achievement in the future. I think Miss Ruoxue reaching 7th level won't be a problem." Dongfang Wuding was slightly surprised. With his eyesight, he could naturally see that Zhang Ruoxue would at most reach 4th level Dao Venerable. How could she possibly cultivate to 7th level? However, he didn't doubt Lin Moyu's words. Dongfang Wuding knew a thing or two about Lin Moyu's miraculous abilities. He certainly wouldn't speak nonsense. Lin Moyu smiled and said, "If you don't believe it, you can use that fragment of treasure that can check fortune to look at her fortune." Dongfang Wuding's eyes immediately showed embarrassment. Earlier when he had checked Lin Moyu's fortune, he had actually been discovered. Dongfang Wuding gave a dry laugh. Since he had been discovered, he might as well take it out openly. He put it in front of his eyes and looked. His expression immediately changed. "The little girl's fortune is very strong." Lin Moyu said, "With her fortune, do you think she can become a 7th level elder?" Dongfang Wuding said, "Not just 7th level. In this old man's view, even higher wouldn't be a problem. Young friend Lin is indeed formidable, to have comprehended the fortune Great Dao. To be able to discover his fortune peaking and directly see others' fortune, if it wasn't comprehending the fortune Great Dao, what else could it be?" However, Lin Moyu comprehending the fortune Great Dao was a good thing for him. Being able to comprehend an illusory Great Dao meant the chances of entering the peak of 9 Heavens Peak would be a bit higher. Lin Moyu continued watching Zhang Ruizu's battle. Zhang Ruoxue fully utilized the rules, clearly not wanting to use the Legion commander puppet Lin Moyu had given her. She was a strong-willed woman, as could be seen from her first meeting with Lin Moyu. Zhang Ruoxue calculated the time, defeating her opponents one after another, expanding her occupied advantage. The areas separated by the formation also changed accordingly. Of the total 18 areas, Zhang Ruoxue now occupied 9. There were still 3 people on the field, 2 first-level Dao Venerables occupying 1 area each, while that second-level Dao Venerable occupied 7 areas. Zhang Ruoxue only needed to defeat 1 more person to occupy 10 areas. Even if the second-level Dao Venerable defeated 1 person, they would only have 8 areas. She would still be ahead. Now there were less than 10 minutes until the end of the battle. Zhang Ruoxue was confident she could drag it out until the end. Zhang Ruoxue chose an opponent and quickly suppressed them. It wouldn't take long to win. Dongfang Wuding smiled and said, "What a clever little girl. It seems she's about to win." Lin Moyu shook his head, "She'll definitely win, but there will be some twists. 2 of them are working together." Dongfang Wuding was slightly startled. He looked carefully and indeed found something amiss. That second-level Dao Venerable should have chosen the other first-level Dao Venerable as an opponent, but they didn't. Instead, they directly chose Zhang Ruoxue's area, entering into a mixed battle. The remaining first-level Dao Venerable cultivator also chose to join the mixed battle at this moment. In an instant, the entire battle became a 4-way melee. In a 4-way melee, if 2 people were working together, their chances of winning would be very high. However, Lin Moyu wasn't worried. He knew Zhang Ruoxue's personality. If she saw trouble, she would definitely use the Legion commander puppet immediately. Not wanting to use it didn't mean she wouldn't use it. Sure enough, not long after the 4-way melee began, Zhang Ruoxue realized something was wrong. She quickly retreated and withdrew, bringing out the Legion commander puppet without hesitation. The Legion commander puppet revealed its form, turning into a terrifying warrior clad in armor. Lin Moyu had suppressed it, making it difficult for others to see the Legion commander's true combat power. Faced with the 10-meter-tall Legion commander, the 3 were stunned on the spot, not knowing what to do. Zhang Ruoxue commanded the Legion commander with her thoughts. The Legion commander swung its war blade without a word. After 3 strikes, all 3 lost their ability to fight. Faced with the 6th-level Dao Venerable Legion commander, the 3 had no power to resist. If it hadn't shown mercy, they could have been killed on the spot. Zhang Ruoxue let out a long breath, "I still had to use it." Zhang Ruoxue won the victory, gaining the qualification to enter 9 Heaven's Peak. Dongfang Wuding's gaze was thoughtful. "Young friend Lin, is this the puppet you gave?" Lin Moyu smiled and said, "That's right. Does the elder think it's good?" Dongfang Wuding said, "Young friend Lin's treasures are naturally good things. Young friend Lin, if this old man wants to take her as a disciple, what do you think?" Lin Moyu smiled and said, "Then congratulations to the elder on gaining an excellent disciple. ko-fi.com/translate-toki only donate if you want to. My Patreon is now up. Go to email protected translate toki. Remove the @ symbol and type a. Chapter 3438, 3438. Chapter 3438. Sometimes I get itchy hands and want to kill some people. Dongfang Wuding would not easily take on disciples. Now that he had this idea, he had naturally considered many factors. Zhang Ruoxue's personality and decisiveness suited his taste well. Most crucially, it was Zhang Ruoxue's fortune. Once he took Zhang Ruoxue as a disciple, her fortune would be tied to the Dongfang family, which would benefit them. As a 9th-level elder of the Dongfang family, Dongfang Wuding naturally calculated many things, but basically all for the benefit of the Dongfang family. Zhang Ruoxue had already left the arena. Sha Zhen was waiting for Zhang Ruoxue to return to congratulate her. Zhang Ruoxue asked, "Sha Zhen, do you know where friend Lin went?" Sha Zhen pointed to the sky. "Friend Lin went up there." Zhang Ruoxue looked up and saw Lin Moyu, as well as Dongfang Wuding beside him. At this moment, Dongfang Wuding's voice suddenly sounded in Zhang Ruoxue's ear, "Young Zhang, I am Dongfang Wuding. I want to take you as my disciple. Are you willing?" Zhang Ruoxue froze in place, her whole face writing, "This is impossible." Sha Zhen asked curiously, "Ruoxue, what's wrong? Even though friend Lin can go up in the air, you don't need to be so surprised, right?" Zhang Ruoxue came back to her senses and said loudly, "Ruoxue is willing." A beam of light extended from in front of Dongfang Wuding, falling directly in front of Zhang Ruoxue, forming a dazzling light bridge. Come up then. Zhang Ruoxue stepped onto the light bridge, and her whole body immediately flew towards Dongfang Wuding. Sha Zhen was stunned by this scene. He had no idea what was happening. Zhang Ruoxue came before Dongfang Wuding, somewhat at a loss. Lin Moyu smiled and said, Miss Ruoxue, don't be nervous. There's tea here. You can take the tea and perform the discipleship ceremony for Elder Wuding. Elder Wuding won't be too particular about these things. Dongfang Wuding also smiled and said, young friend Lin is right. We cultivators don't need to be so particular. As long as the ceremony is done, it's fine. Zhang Ruoxue immediately bowed and kowtowed, then took the teacup and offered tea to Dongfang Wuding. Countless people around watched this scene, all showing surprised expressions. They naturally knew this was a discipleship ceremony, but they didn't expect Dongfang Wuding to take on a disciple. Dongfang Wuding smiled and accepted the tea, saying loudly, today I, Dongfang Wuding, take Zhang Ruoxue as my disciple. Let everyone here be witnesses. His voice resounded throughout the venue. All those participating in the Nine Heavens competition now knew that Zhang Ruoxue was Dongfang Wuding's disciple. Zhang Ruoxue's status instantly skyrocketed. Even within the Dongfang family, she now had a certain position. There was no help for it. Dongfang Wuding's seniority was too high. Many people knew that Zhang Ruoxue was from the Zhang family of Floating City. At this moment, they all knew that the Zhang family's status would be completely different in the future. It was truly a case of one person's success benefiting the whole clan. Congratulations to Elder Wuding on gaining an excellent disciple. Congratulations to Elder Wuding on gaining an excellent disciple. Congratulatory voices resounded throughout the entire arena. Dongfang Wuding smiled, Ruoxue, stand behind your master for now. When Nine Heavens Peak opens, your master will send you in. Zhang Ruoxue was very obedient, standing quietly behind Elder Wuding. She mouthed, thank you, to Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu smiled without saying anything, and instead chatted casually with Dongfang Wuding. They watched competition after competition, commenting on them. As the competition progressed, the cultivation levels of the participants got higher and higher. Eventually, even 7th level Dao Venerables entered the arena. The battles of 7th level Dao Venerables were extremely powerful. The formation maintaining the arena roared non-stop, constantly distorting as if it might collapse at any moment. If the formation collapsed, the power from the 7th level elders' battles would leak out. At least half of the nearby spectators would die. The bigwigs and elders sitting in the air increased the power they were supplying to maintain the formation. Dongfang Wuding said, it's reached the most troublesome time. This formation is still a bit lacking. We can only rely on us fellows to maintain it. Lin Moyu said, being able to do this is already very good, but it could indeed be improved a bit more. Dongfang Wuding said, my Dongfang family has modified this formation many times, strengthening it again and again to reach its current state. The formation masters in our family are already top tier on the origin continent. It can't be strengthened any further. Lin Moyu said, is that so? That's not necessarily true. He drew out dozens of Dao runes, while at the same time, pieces of origin crystals flew out. The origin crystals exploded in midair, turning into fine powder and fusing into the formation. The drawn Dao runes also fused into the formation. The formation, which had been roaring non-stop, suddenly quieted down. The solidity of the formation increased by at least 30%, and the power everyone was providing also decreased by about 20%. Dongfang Wuding was full of surprise. I didn't expect young friend Lin's attainment in formations to have reached such a level. This formation was about 8th grade. The Dongfang family's formation masters were also about 8th grade. Lin Moyu was also considered an 8th grade formation master. But there were huge differences between 8th grade masters. Lin Moyu could set up top-tier 8th grade formations, and even perfectly fuse Dao runes and treasures into formations. He was a top-tier 8th grade formation master. That person from the Dongfang family could at most be considered to have barely entered the threshold of 8th grade. The difference was huge. Lin Moyu smiled slightly, it's just that I had some insights into formations by chance. Dongfang Wuding sighed deeply, young friend Lin, those words might fool others, but they're not enough to fool this old man. Compared to young friend Lin, this old man's several 100,000 years seem to have been lived in vain. Lin Moyu said, you're joking too. What do a mere few 100,000 years count for? I'm afraid you're about to take that step, aren't you? Dongfang Wuding said, that's still thanks to young friend Lin's blessing. This debt of gratitude is really too great. If I really take that step, I'm afraid I won't be able to repay it. Lin Moyu said, then you can keep it and repay slowly, no rush. Zhang Ruoxue, listening to their conversation from the side, was completely lost, understanding nothing. She finally realized that she and Lin Moyu were no longer on the same level. In these years, Lin Moyu's changes were far greater than imagined, and probably far more exciting too. The light of the yin origin replaced the sun origin. The yin talisman in Lin Moyu's brow lit up accordingly, especially bright under the illumination of the yin origin. Many people saw the yin talisman. He's the son of yin. The son of yin who appeared a few years ago is actually him. I remember many people went to search for him at that time, but in the end, they couldn't find him. But even if he's the son of yin, how can he sit as an equal with Elder Wuding? Countless people were discussing, and some were already restless. The identity of the son of yin was indeed very sensitive. Dongfang Wuding sighed, so young friend Lin was the son of yin from back then. Lin Moyu smiled, back then, I became the son of yin by chance. Later, too many people were looking for me, so I hid my identity. Dongfang Wuding understood Lin Moyu's meaning, now young friend Lin doesn't need to hide anymore, right? Lin Moyu smiled, indeed, there's no need anymore. Dongfang Wuding joked, doesn't the young friend fear others having some thoughts? I see some people are already restless. Lin Moyu said, I actually hope someone comes to find me. Sometimes I get itchy hands and want to kill some people. As he spoke, strands of killing intent rose, gathering into a black cloud in the sky. An enormous pressure spread in the sky. The crowd of elders changed color. This heavy killing intent wasn't the first time they had seen it. ko-fi.com/translate-toki only donate if you want to. My Patreon is now up, go to email protected translate toki. Remove the @ symbol and type a. Chapter 3439, 3439. Chapter 3439, People are forced. Lin Moyu actively revealed his identity as the son of Yin because, with his current strength, he no longer needed to worry about anyone daring to kill him. If anyone dared to come, Lin Moyu wouldn't mind warming up and taking action. He might even gain a few more reborn ones or harvest some materials from exploding corpses. The killing intent gathered into clouds, swirling in the sky. Strands of murderous aura spread out. The elders in the sky were all extremely shocked. The heaviness of Lin Moyu's killing intent was unprecedented. How many people has this kid killed to have such an enormous killing intent? It's probably not a small number. Even hundreds of thousands or millions might not be enough. This kid must have truly walked out of mountains of corpses and seas of blood. He can't be provoked. The son of Yin was good, but one needed to be alive to enjoy it. Moreover, the fortune brought by the son of Yin wasn't for oneself to enjoy, but benefited the entire faction. For the sake of this fortune, few people were willing to risk themselves. Lin Moyu had only slightly revealed his killing intent, but it made most people give up their thoughts. It seemed the effect was quite good. Dongfang Wuding smiled and said, young friend is becoming more and more domineering. Lin Moyu said, sometimes, people are forced into it. The two chatted casually as the Nine Heavens competition gradually came to an end. The strongest participants in the competition were several 7th-level elders. The 7th-level elders entered the highest area of Nine Heavens Peak. During the origin catastrophe, this was the area where the commanders were located. The danger level inside was the highest, but the rewards were also the most. In Nine Heavens Peak, there was a chance to obtain treasures and legacies. These treasures and legacies all came from prehistoric times and were extremely valuable, worth the risk for these elders. A steward from the Dongfang family flew into the air and announced publicly, the Nine Heavens competition has ended. Congratulations to all the winners. Will all winners please enter the arena? Next will be the ascent of Nine Heavens Peak. Everyone else, please retreat to 10,000 meters away. When Nine Heavens Peak appears, do not approach. Otherwise, your life and death will be your own responsibility. At this moment, the Dongfang family showed a hint of their dominance. After all, this was the Broken Sky domain, the Dongfang family's territory. No matter how amiable the Dongfang family usually was, once they got serious, they would let people know who the true masters here were. The people below quickly took action. Those who had qualified entered the arena, preparing to enter Nine Heavens Peak. The rest rapidly retreated, withdrawing to 10,000 meters away. A team from the Dongfang family flew over, guarding outside the arena. Anyone who dared to break through would be killed by them. The people in the arena were divided into 3 parts. Those below 4th level Dao Venerable in one part, those from 4th to 6th level in another part, and those at 7th level and above in the third part. Among them, those at 7th level and above were the fewest, only a handful of people. After all, most elders at 7th level and above didn't need to participate in the competition. They were in the air, waiting to enter later. These 3 groups would enter 3 different areas of Nine Heavens Peak. The rewards and dangers were completely different. The enormous Nine Heavens Peak gradually began to become clear. Nine Heavens Peak had always been there. Before, one could only vaguely see its outline, not only unable to see it clearly but also unable to enter. There was a terrifying formation covering it. At this moment, he could feel that the origin spirit veins under the ground were gushing out powerful energy. This was the main origin spirit vein of the Dongfang family, now providing power for the opening of Nine Heavens Peak. A beam of light rose from the distant Broken Sky City, followed by a second, a third. In an instant, over 100 beams of light rose from Broken Sky City, shooting straight into the sky. These lights turned in the sky, heading towards Nine Heavens Peak. Each beam of light contained powerful energy. After falling on Nine Heavens Peak, the speed at which Nine Heavens Peak became clear began to increase a bit. In Broken Sky City, over 10,000 members of the Dongfang family were now gathering power, assisting in the opening of Nine Heavens Peak. Lin Moyu felt the formation beneath him undergo some changes. The formation began to extract large amounts of his power, gathering it into a mass and surging towards Nine Heavens Peak. Dongfang Wuding explained, the power needed to open the formation is too great. We've divided the needed power into 3 parts. The origin spirit veins provide most of the power, 10,000 clan members also provide part of the power, and the remaining power is provided by us old fellows. Lin Moyu said, we're entering Nine Heavens Peak to gain benefits, so providing some power is fair. Dongfang Wuding smiled and said, it's good that young friend Lin understands. In Lin Moyu's view, Dongfang Wuding's explanation was reasonable. It was indeed a fair thing. But vaguely, he felt something wasn't quite right. Providing some power wasn't a big deal, but thinking about it differently, there was no need to do it this way. There were completely better solutions. For example, setting up several formations and driving them with a large number of origin crystals could achieve the same effect. Where would the origin crystals come from? Naturally, they could be provided by these people. They wouldn't even need to consume the power of the origin spirit veins and the Dongfang family members, and it would be more convenient. Some origin crystals were nothing to these elders who were rolling in wealth. But the Dongfang family hadn't chosen this method. Instead, they used a more complex and troublesome method. The origin spirit veins, 10,000 clan members, plus these elders. Lin Moyu felt that the Dongfang family couldn't possibly not have thought of simpler methods. Since that was the case, they must have other purposes for doing this. As for what purposes, only Dongfang Wuding would know. Dongfang Wuding didn't say, and Lin Moyu didn't expose it. As long as it didn't affect him, he didn't care what their purpose was. Under the combined efforts of the 3 parties, Nine Heavens Peak became clearer and clearer. The formation covering it was activating. Nine Heavens Peak seemed to be revealing its true face from the mist. A powerful sense of pressure came head-on. Lin Moyu seemed to see countless powerful beings flying out of Nine Heavens Peak during the origin catastrophe, forming terrifying armies to resist invasions from the outside world. At the top of Nine Heavens Peak, there were even more powerful existences commanding battle after battle. Nine Heavens Peak was not only the command center of the Broken Sky domain, but seemed to be the command center of the entire southern continent. Battle orders issued from Nine Heavens Peak spread throughout the entire southern continent. Impacted by the aura of Nine Heavens Peak, Little Mei and Zhang Ruoxue both became serious and tense. They seemed to be infected by the atmosphere of great battles. After continuing for several minutes, Nine Heavens Peak finally revealed itself completely. This mountain peak reached straight into the sky, its top invisible. It seemed to reach directly to the heavens. Looking up, one could feel an overwhelming pressure. A huge entrance appeared in midair. The Dongfang family steward announced on the spot, "Enter the peak." As soon as the words fell, the crowd in the arena began to fly up, heading towards the entrance. Dongfang Wuding said, "Ruoxue, let me take you over." He took Zhang Ruoxue to the entrance and took out a token, handing it to her. "This can keep you safe." Zhang Ruoxue took the token and bowed respectfully to Dongfang Wuding. Thank you, Master. ko-fi.com/translate-toki only donate if you want to. My Patreon is now up. Go to email protected translate toki. Remove the @ symbol and type a. Chapter 3440, 3440. Chapter 3440, it seems the Dongfang family has quite a few secrets. Before Lin Moyu's eyes, he saw that the token Dongfang Wuding gave to Zhang Ruoxue was very special, and not Dongfang Wuding's personal token. Moreover, Dongfang Wuding's words were definitive, indicating that Zhang Ruoxue would certainly be safe inside Nine Heavens Peak. It seems the Dongfang family's understanding of Nine Heavens Peak far exceeds what is known to the world. But this is also normal. After all, the Dongfang family has been studying Nine Heavens Peak for so many years, they're bound to know more. And Dongfang Wuding said their ancestor was a commander in Nine Heavens Peak, so they might have left something behind. Lin Moyu didn't ask further, just quietly watched. As long as it didn't concern him, he couldn't be bothered to care. With the token and the dragon rider puppet he gave her, Zhang Ruoxue's safety wouldn't be a problem. Lin Moyu said to Little Mei, you go back to the Rule World first. His identity as the son of Yin had now been exposed. If Little Mei were to be kidnapped while he wasn't around, that would be troublesome. Little Mei nodded obediently. Although most people no longer dared to have designs on him, there were still a few subtle and unfriendly gazes. Lin Moyu could sense them, so he naturally had to take precautions. Since he chose to expose his identity as the son of Yin, he probably wasn't afraid. After everyone had entered, Dongfang Wuding said, friends, let's enter as well. As he spoke, he took out another token and handed it to Lin Moyu. Young friend Lin, with this token, you can enter the command area. The matter I mentioned earlier, I'll have to trouble young friend Lin. Lin Moyu smiled and said, I'll do my best. If I can't succeed, don't blame me. Dongfang Wuding laughed heartily, how could I? As long as young friend tries his best, it's fine. Lin Moyu played with the token in his hand. This token was different from the one Dongfang Wuding had just given to Zhang Ruoxue. However, Lin Moyu could see that the two tokens were from the same system, probably both things from inside Nine Heavens Peak, just at different levels. The one in his hand seemed to be of a higher grade. A group of elders, the weakest at 7th level, the strongest at 9th level, over 30 people in total, quickly passed through the entrance and entered Nine Heavens Peak. After the entrance was a teleportation formation. Nine Heavens Peak would teleport entrance to different areas based on their cultivation level. After Lin Moyu entered, he felt a gentle force envelop him, about to teleport him inside. He didn't resist, allowing the formation to teleport him. The token in his hand flashed with light, becoming slightly warm. Lin Moyu immediately sensed that his teleportation destination had changed. Previously he had been teleporting forward, now it changed upward. This change was extremely subtle, and it happened during the teleportation process. The vast majority of people wouldn't be able to sense it. Only someone like him who had mastered the Space Great Tao could sense it. The teleportation time was a bit longer than imagined, only completing after half a minute. As his feet touched the ground, Lin Moyu didn't immediately move. He surveyed his surroundings while thinking, Nine Heavens Peak was clearly very close, why did the teleportation take so long? This distance and teleportation time don't match up. Could it be that the Nine Heavens Peak I entered isn't the one we saw? It's a bit strange. It seems the Dongfang family has quite a few secrets. The surrounding environment was quite normal. Beneath his feet was a mountain path extending upwards. The path split into many branches halfway up, forming more and more forks as it went up, creating a net-like structure. In the sky, strips of light emitted brilliant colors. Beams of light fell vertically from these light strips at regular intervals, connecting with the mountain paths. Besides this, Lin Moyu also saw a formation. This formation was composed of divine runes, covering the entire Nine Heavens Peak. Fortunately, he already had a considerable understanding of divine runes, so he could see what some of these divine runes meant. On the surface, this formation composed of divine runes basically had considerable defensive capabilities, while also having some restrictive abilities. Flying was not allowed here. To fly, one had to enter the light strips. The light strips were like elevators from his previous life, able to quickly move people who entered them. If one didn't want to enter the light strips, they could walk on the mountain paths, but their speed would also be limited. Doing this seemed to be for maintaining order. During the Origin catastrophe, Nine Heavens Peak was not only a command center, but also a fortress, a military camp, and at the same time an extremely powerful treasure in itself. It housed massive armies, with different armies distributed in different areas. There also needed to be personnel to manage and maintain order. This arrangement is reasonable. After confirming there was no danger here, Lin Moyu headed upwards. He wasn't clear where the path beneath his feet led, but he knew he needed to go up. The final destination was at the peak. As long as he went up, he couldn't be wrong. Along the way, Lin Moyu observed the divine runes. These divine runes appeared to him like exquisitely beautiful works of art. From them, he could appreciate the formation art left behind from that prehistoric era. Through observing the divine runes, he gradually discovered that the light strips in the air didn't all run in the same direction. Some light strips could take people to higher places, while some ran downwards. Once entered, they would take one down the mountain. Moreover, these light strips had no obvious markings, making it very easy to take the wrong one. He believed that among those who entered Nine Heavens Peak, some must have taken the wrong path. After Lin Moyu walked about 1,000 meters along the mountain path, the path suddenly ended. A huge gap appeared in the mountain path. Lin Moyu stood at the edge of the gap, vaguely feeling the remnants of an enormous power in the gap. This power had existed for countless years, still not dissipating even now, difficult for even time to erase. Lin Moyu murmured to himself, to be able to wound Nine Heavens Peak, the strongest war fortress, that existence was certainly not an ordinary Great Tao Realm being. At least a 6th grade innate soul or higher Great Tao Realm being would be needed to do this. Lin Moyu looked at the gap. The depths of the gap were pitch black. Lin Moyu prepared to jump across. The gap wasn't large, only about 100 meters. He only needed to leap lightly to cross. Suddenly, Lin Moyu saw a point of light appear in the depths of the gap. In an instant, his expression changed. He quickly retreated. Just as he retreated, a sharp sword energy burst out from the gap, brushing past him and shooting straight into the sky. The sword energy exploded in the sky, revealing a layer of light screen. The light screen was densely covered with divine runes. A divine rune formation enveloped Nine Heavens Peak. Lin Moyu watched this scene, his expression calm. The sword energy wasn't weak, at least 7th level Tao Venerable. Actually, even if he hadn't dodged, he wouldn't have been injured. After the sword energy passed, he came to the edge of the gap again and looked down. The gap was deep and dark, nothing could be seen. Switching to the undead eye, he didn't see any soul flames, meaning there was no life inside. Suddenly, light appeared in the gap again. Sword energy once again erupted like a volcano. This time Lin Moyu didn't indulge it. He threw out a powerful punch, evolving into a huge fist imprint that collided with the sword energy. With a thunderous boom, his fist shattered the sword energy. The next second, Su Pu appeared beside him and leapt into the gap. Not knowing what was below, Lin Moyu naturally wouldn't risk it himself. ko-fi.com/translate-toki only donate if you want to. My Patreon is now up. Go to email protected translate toki. Remove the @ symbol and type a